Everybody, kind of fucked that one up, huh?
Little detour real quick.
Welcome back to the show. I hope you're still here. I don't know. Can you hit refresh from here, or do you have to just...
No, you've got
you have to come back in.
You have to click into the new live stream, I believe.
Well, here we go.
We have a whole 0 people. Oh, it's got 1 like.
Still here.
Oh, look, we have 4 coming back.
Oh,
See,
look, the chat's going bananas already.
They've got to come back into the new stream.
They've got to come into the new stream because the old stream had to be taken down.
Why is that, Aaron?
Because I'm a fucking idiot. That's why.
I really do believe that I even warned you before you clicked on the pictures. Like, hey, make sure it's not up over here. And like on cue, you put it up.
So now, if you're watching this later, what time is it? We did about a half hour worth of show where we explained that Chad Zumach is an attention whore and pretended like we said we were suing him, which we were not. We were talking to a lawyer about something else, but he wanted to make it about him because Chad wants to play half victim, half tough guy. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and we broke the guy. Now, that's a short synopsis of a 5 or 10 minute segment. Kevin Brennan's also mentally ill. They had Jake Hudson on today, which has to be a new low for MLC. They've got to be out of ideas.
They flocked together.
Bob Levy apparently still saying wonderful things about Steel Toe and loves us. God love Bob Levy. We love him too. Then we knocked out our goal already, so that's taken care of. Thanks, guys. Hit the like button. Let's see if we can get up to 200. We were up around 300 people when we left. Hopefully they all feel like coming back. But
I am curious.
So we were talking about Katie Knoll, and now we have to play the music video again, right?
Got a solid 130 in here right now.
All right. Well, we'll get back up there.
Yeah, I think we need to play the
Katie Knoll
video
thing
just so people are up to speed.
Yes. So anyway, and also we got a new sound drop.
I'm very, very feel.
Are you feel?
I was not feel in that moment. That was not very feel.
I was feeling many things, but I was not feel.
Now, Win by 2 Radio says, I feel like that was done on purpose because he said he would beat up Chad in a boxing match. Clever way to delete the episode. Hey, wait, what? No. I would still kick the living shit out of Chad in a sanctioned boxing match. Are you kidding me? Oh, if it was a sanctioned bout, I would never beat up anybody in public. That's a terrible thing to do. But in a sanctioned, organized boxing match, wipe the floor with them.
I'll corner you, but if I get any of that person's DNA on me, it's over.
All right, deal.
This is over. Everything's over. I'm out of here.
All right. Well, so now we did escape any kind of punishment, any kind of bad things, because we just killed the stream and went and deleted the video and came back on. We've learned our lesson. Let's try this again.
I hope you're proud.
Is this making you feel better tonight after all the crazy shit we've been through today?
I mean,
is this
for
a fun
second,
escape?
It wasn't. I was a little bit like, I cannot handle any more retardedness in one day. I can't do it. But maybe this is all over now and everyone can just be happy.
God bless.
That was what I was feeling for a second.
Everyone can be. Well, how do you feel?
Not feel.
I'm very, very feel.
Rumble didn't take you down. We'll see.
Everyone on Rumble's like, ooh.
How funny would it be if we got our first Rumble suspension for that one?
I don't think they allow pornographic images.
Let's be very honest, though. It was as as you can get. It was very
There was like a shock moment where I think it sat up there. No, it sat up there and you're like, oh, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, right? It's not really showing it.
No. I said that after I took it down.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
I must not have
saying
caught that.
Royce showed stuff on Daywave Rumble today. It's fine. Did he show the stuff that we showed?
On Rumble, we can't have that.
Oh,
here.
Daywave Rumble. Oh yeah, so we're good for Rumble.
I'm shocked still.
All right. Let's well, we're good. I took care of it immediately. All right, let's take a look. If you missed the Katie Knoll thing, this is something that's going viral all across the internet. This is what happens when hot girls get told they can do whatever they want and people just let them and nobody ever criticizes them. They put out horse shit like this.
Cuffs on my veins, wearing these jeans. Roll tide, go balls, SEC. Smoking, drinking, fighting, riding, races, trackers, hard to straighten. Southern Belle, sit right beside us. Damn good day with a fish and biting.
I got to tell you this. Again, People were saying it's April's sister, and she is a little roided out. She's a little thicker,
Yeah.
I would say.
She is bigger than me.
But also, I watch stuff like this, and I just go, like I said, I want to make her cry.
I don't want to make her cry. I just don't want her to think that she's hot shit the way she does.
Well, how do you do that?
She's very hot physically, but the shit she's saying is not good.
I will say this. What I'd like to do is I'm going to have to make her cry because people like this will not be humbled until they make her cry. But what you'd like to say to her is, hey, just be pretty. That's going to get you a long way.
You look good. I love her clothes. I want her clothes.
Top of water, sinking bobbers. I get these looks from my mama, kick ass from my father. Come on, surviving, we living, stealing hearts with the shit and grinning. Fried chicken, cat head biscuits, summertime cold beer, sweet smoke brisket.
You sweet smoke brisket at the end there. Okay, so that's her music. Leaves something to be desired.
Absolutely.
But,
nobody gets to hear our Colt Ford Brantley Gilbert shit
we
either.
called her Cunt Ford and Snatchley Gilbert.
Because clearly that wasn't country music. She was
But
No.
April, these are the OnlyFans pictures.
Oh, God
And
damn.
she's not lacking in the ass or tits department.
She is maybe 100% everything I'd be looking for.
If you were a lesbianic woman.
Yep. Like if I was shopping, this is it.
Jesus Christ.
I love her tattoos.
Now that's not
I love
her.
all of it.
I did investigate this. This is not her. That is some.
No, that looks like a porn video.
Yeah, that is a pornographic anal sex video.
The rest of it I think is pretty great. Maybe her face is a little off for me in these. Why does she look different than her music video?
Well, because she's wearing a hat.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Was that her?
I don't know. Now that looks like her.
That might be her. Does she have a site?
She
Her
has-
name is in that picture.
She has an OnlyFans.
Her name is in that picture.
Yeah, that might be her.
Oh, that's her.
Yeah.
Those tits are fake, right?
I think I'm almost positive
now,
they are.
The more I scrutinize her looks, the less impressive she is to me. But at first glance, I'm all in.
The face is a bit off. So why don't I now just, if I Google her, I think all of this, can we show this to people now? Can we show this one to people?
I hope so.
Take a quick look. We good here?
I think so, yeah.
We good here. All right.
I don't know about scrolling. Just
So
stay
this
there.
so this is Katie Knoll outside of her, well, there's her music video. Yeah, it goes viral for all the wrong reasons.
Right.
There she is. Yeah, the face is a little iffy, but
I can't tell.
You get distracted.
I can't tell how old she is when you start looking at her face.
See,
I thought she's
that
about.
face is not cute.
I thought she's about my age.
You think she's a little older?
Yeah, now that I'm looking at her, she looks a little older than me.
Okay. Well, that's her. Again, viral for all the wrong reasons. But here's the problem, or not the problem. Here's the good thing for her. The good thing for her is that the music video everyone's going to think is dog shit, but the OnlyFans numbers are going to do very well from this.
Oh yeah.
She's going to people. High Main says, describe the beef curtains. I don't know, high and tight.
It's perfect.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I think it's a good looking one.
Now go home and get your shine box, says Chef. What is her name? Katie Knoll. Yeah.
Katie Knoll.
Katie Knoll is her name. Get ready for stream number 3 shortly. No. BYB says she is a lesbian. Seriously. That's not what that one
So
picture
you're
showed.
saying there's a chance.
That lesbian is not what that one picture showed.
Yeah, but if the other one was her where there's a little bit of going on, that made sense.
That was butt sex.
No, this one. The choking one. There's
Yeah.
another girl in that picture.
Yeah, that was a dude.
No way.
I'm telling you, that was a dude.
I'm telling you that was her and another chick.
Full Metal Neat says, I'd die on this hill right now. I'd hit it. Wow, you know what? Controversial hill. That's brave. Very brave.
I would join you on that hill.
Are we talking soft shell clam or Arby's beef and cheddar? Soft shell clam.
Clam.
Yeah. I'd say
It was a neat little package.
Someone saying, duh, they're fake. Yeah, I'd lean towards fake too.
I don't like fake tits, but she looked good.
Daniel says you go. Well, here's the thing. Fake tits look good in the clothing.
Because no matter what, they're always sitting
Yeah.
up.
Once you
they
take
can
the
hold their
clothing
own.
off, they look a little comical. They look a little
They
silly.
look too rounded for me.
April reminds me of a young Kelly Preston, says Rouse Sauce.
Oh,
It's very sweet.
thank you.
Kid Rock did okay with country rock. Yeah, but Kid Rock could sing a little bit too. Like this chick is just. They're saying she's 23.
Ooh. That's a really tough looking 23.
Is she going down in your book?
No, I
Okay.
still think she's perfect damn near that way, but
Cerberus with $10 says, pretty sure the reason why people know about her is because she piggybacked off of Ryan Upchurch. Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Upchurch is somebody I've heard of, but I've never listened to.
Well, thank you for the $10, buddy. Appreciate that. If you need to know, we're already at 3:25 for tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
I guess we'll put that up there just so I know. Just in case anything else comes in, I can keep it honest. You know, we like to keep that count honest. That was a substitute C powered by horrible lesbian strokes. Oh, okay. Well, you guys know more than I do, I guess.
That's kind of what I thought too.
She does have a girlfriend, but she did date Upchurch, so she might be bisexual.
She dated Upchurch? Interesting.
Rincewind says, Aaron, what's up with the dirt under your nose? Wash your upper lip, son. God damn it.
You'll shave it by tomorrow morning, won't you?
No. Look, this is the one time I'm going to do this. I'm going to see what it ends up looking like, and then I'll decide.
I think you should just start growing a nice Gandalf beard and look wise and old.
Pip says, you got to shave, boss. Not a good look.
Oh, no. Here's the thing. When I look at you, like, during the day, I don't even notice it. It's pretty normal to me, I guess.
Tomad says she never shows her nips on OnlyFans.
She
Darn
saves
it.
those for her men or her women.
Tony Michael's insulin pump choking video is with a guy. Found it and confirmed. But I don't think that's her. I could be wrong. I could be
Interesting.
wrong.
Agree to disagree.
Women feel uncomfortable / awkward moving their hips in the manner that's good for pushing it in. Good to know. Thank you.
No.
Well, they don't get a lot of practice with that motion.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
Danger Bear Wolf Turtle says there is a lot of drama whenever it comes to Upchurch with his family and them stealing money and everything. But yeah, well, sounds like a wonderful country rap family.
I'm going to have to look into Upchurch. What is an Upchurch?
He's a country guy. I'm not a fan, but
He's a country guy?
kind of, barely. Daniel says Aaron looks like he's taking tips from Buzzy with the chocolate ring around his mouth. See, now that... Of course, ZZ Brandon says keep the facial hair, Tubby. That's, oh, man. 87 likes. Oh, yeah, you all got to hit the like button again because I fucked up and showed those pictures for a split second on the screen. So
Sorry.
gotta
Hit the like again if you're here.
hit the like again, subscribe to the channel. Sorry about my...
Oh, you know
fuck
what?
up.
Numbers bounce back nice.
Oh, that's good. I'm
That
glad
is
you're
good.
happy. I'm glad you're happy. So anyway, I did want to throw a quick plug out there. I wanted to promote something real quickly if I could. Husey did an episode of his show up on his channel with Carl from Who Are These Podcasts, Geno Bisconti, Stevie Lou, and a guy named Chad Ian B, who I'm sorry, I don't know who that is.
Wow.
But I listened to it while I was shoveling snow today, and it was very, very good. It was a lot of fun. Geno dominated a lot of the mic time. There's also a Geno Stevie Lou fight
Really?
in there. Stevie Lou walks off the show.
Why?
Now, I've talked to Stevie
What?
Lou and Husey. They've both they've made good since then. Do you guys want to see the fight, or is this something? I know this is kind of inside, so if you guys don't want to see this, that's all right. Brandon Can't Lose says Brennan never uploaded the Husey MLC. Oh, they talked about that too. Husey talked about that, and he said, yeah, I lost a lot of respect for Kevin Brennan when I went on MLC, and I don't think he should be doing the show that much and having guests because it's not good. And apparently, like, Husey would bust Kevin's balls on the show, and Kevin would get sensitive and take Husey off the screen.
Interesting.
And then Kevin apparently never uploaded it to his Patreon,
That makes sense.
which is very interesting. So anyway, people are saying they want to see it. Okay. Chad says Husey's a double agent. You know, Chad and Kevin really think that they're way more important than they are. I do a dumb show. Geno does a dumb show. Kevin and Chad do a remarkably dumb show, like a dumber show than us, because they don't know they're doing a dumb show. They think they're doing something good.
They think they're
and
something
big.
they're not.
It's horrible. I mean, quality-wise, they can't even touch us over here. It's insulting that they think they're in the same league. But here's the fight between Geno and Stevie Lou. So they just started being cunty with one another out of nowhere. This was the second time they've had a little girly dust-up in this interview, or in this segment with Husey. The first one, Geno told Stevie Lou that he needs to listen more and not just wait for his turn to talk. And that got a little passive-aggressive. And then Geno tried to say what he would do to Chad Zumach if Chad came at, or if Kevin Brennan came at him. And then Stevie Lou kind of busted his balls about it. Oh, and then Stevie said that he doesn't think Bob was upset about the compound thing, and he doesn't think Bob was this or that, and he argued with Geno about it, and Geno didn't take too kindly to it. And then they had a second dust-up here, which we'll play for you now.
Well, I don't think Kevin Brennan's going to come running into compound to go, fight Anthony Cumia anytime soon. I think that there is a little bit of an angle of this is performance, but those are two alpha males with very strong tendencies to be aggressive. So I think there's about a 50-50 sort of thing.
An alpha male. Are you?
Okay, I got to agree with Geno on this. If you think Kevin, here's the problem that a lot of these young men who watch MLC, and they really are toxic human beings, but here's the big problem they have. If you're looking at a guy like Kevin as an alpha male, your dad either left or your dad's a pussy.
Yeah.
Because Kevin is not an alpha male. If I stood in front of Kevin Brennan, he wouldn't say half the shit he says about me.
I don't think so either.
Not in a
the camera
million
makes a
years.
lot of people a lot tougher
Yeah,
than they think.
Kevin Brennan, if I was standing right in front of him, would go, "What? It's a show." Like, if you want to see, we'll show you a clip in a little bit here. Kevin Brennan, when Jimmy Martinez was about to smack the fucking taste out of his mouth like he was a bitch, that's the real Kevin Brennan, where he's literally holding his arms out like this and like, "Oh, no, don't hit me." Like, he was very scared he was going to get hit. Oh, we'll play that for you.
Jeez.
But I will say Stevie Lou was off there where he called Kevin Brennan an alpha male. And look, I love Anthony too, but I think even Anthony would say Anthony's not an alpha male.
No, Anthony he's a nice guy who likes having fun.
Yeah, everyone, that's the gayest thing about the internet. Everyone gets put in this, is he a beta or an alpha? Most of us are in between.
Jesse Lee Peterson can point all of us out, though.
Yeah, so we're
Put
all
us in the
betas.
categories.
Jesse Lee Peterson, what I love about him, unlike Kevin, if like a big 330-pound lineman was in front of him, he would go, "You beta." Like, he just do it right to his face. What are you going to do, hit an old man? That would be amazing. But yeah, I agree with Geno here. Kevin is no alpha male. That's ridiculous.
No, I don't even think that's a hot take.
No.
Fucking kidding me? Kevin Brennan is a closeted. Kevin Brennan is one of 10 children, and you don't become an alpha male by watching 9 people after you get more than you have. You become beat down, miserable, and angry. You don't become an alpha male, especially in comedy.
We've got to get Geno a roadcaster and a fucking microphone.
I know, he's too good for this audio.
We've got to stop this, Geno.
When a comedian that's not even 1/10 as funny as you, and I'm saying Brennan is hysterical, Neil Brennan is not. You don't become an alpha male by watching a guy that's not 1/10 the comedian you are, getting 10 million times more than you're making. Don't ever call Kevin Brennan an alpha male again, because when I walked in there during a show, all he talks about is, I would have beat him up. No, I walked in there during a show earlier when when he wasn't losing his mind, and he literally went to grab my wrist out of terror. You can see it. It's the legendary.
He holds
show
back.
when Tip
You go.
was on.
I watched the video blind.
That is kind of Kevin's move when he's faced with confrontation. He does reach for people's wrists.
Just to keep him at bay.
That's kind of a gay move. Like, he kind of reaches for their wrist. I don't want you to hit me. That lisp comes from somewhere, and I'm telling you, he ain't telling us where that lisp comes from.
Uh-oh.
That ain't a speech impediment, bro. That's a personality reflection, and he's just not comfortable with it yet. We'll play the Jimmy Martinez thing in a second.
Didn't know anything about it. He holds back. When he could have got you, he held back. So
there we
no
go.
alpha male.
And I'll say
I
it
like
again,
him
if he ever
already.
comes at me, like, I don't hit people, I don't, but I will fucking Don Zimmer him. Do you remember when Don Zimmer fucking went after Pedro Martinez? And he's like, get the fuck away from me. You're a red, have you seen him? He's a red.
You're allowed to not know that one. That's for us olds. Don Zimmer, Pedro Martinez. This was like the 2002-2003 American League Championship Series. It was Yankees versus Red Sox. Pedro Martinez hit somebody with a pitch.
Okay.
And they were about to have a benches clearing brawl. Don Zimmer, who was like a 70-year-old chubby coach of the Yankees at the time, ran towards Pedro Martinez. And Pedro Martinez literally just took his 2 hands and brushed him aside like that. And poor fat old Don Zimmer goes tumbling to the ground and lying there like a dead fish. It was awful.
Red-faced, brittle old man. He's beaten down by his
Wouldn't you-
wife with
hold on.
fucking other dudes. Fucking, and his
Hold on.
kids, God bless them.
Oh.
Geno, you would want to have Pedro Martinez him because Don Zimmer was the one who got chucked like trash.
Now, I will say this. That was unnecessary. Stevie Lou was being kind of a cute. He was being cutesy there.
Sure.
Actually, Geno, I believe it's like someone when you go, hey man, could you give me a Kleenex? Actually, Kleenex is a brand. It's a facial tissue. It's like, listen, fucker, we all know what he meant. Give him a fucking piece of paper to wipe his boogers with.
Something, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
So you want to have Pedro'd him.
QC, when you asked Stevie Lou to do this, what was the motivation?
You understand what I'm saying? No, you just said you Don Zimmered him. Don Zimmer got thrown. So why would you want to Don Zimmer someone?
We understood the point.
I disagree.
Can I summarize this?
I would Don Zimmer him.
Carl.
Can I summarize this real quick? I just want to summarize what you're saying.
Carl does not like the tension that's in the room right now. Neither does Husey. Husey hates conflict.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
wait, hold on, really quick. They say someone Pat Dixoned someone. They mean that they punched that person in the face. You know, does that clear up?
Okay, but Geno took that standing.
Still, you know what Stevie Lou was going for there.
I know. He's going for a dig.
That was him swinging for the fences. If you don't know much about Compound and all that, Pat Dixon didn't want... they were fighting about something, and Geno had Pat Dixon's ex-girlfriend on his show, and Pat Dixon responded by finding Geno in a bar and punching him in the face and breaking his jaw, and then Pat got fired from Compound, and that's the whole thing. So now Stevie Lou brings that up.
Did you watch Geno's face when he brought it up?
We can go watch again. No, I was watching Husey because Husey's like a little boy
Oh, okay.
playing with his dick when he's nervous.
Husey's just cute.
I would Don Zimmer him.
Can I summarize this real quick? I just want to summarize what you're saying. All
So
right.
wait, hold on, really quick. They say someone Pat Dixoned someone. They mean that they punched that person in the face. You know, does that?
Husey,
I think Husey's cute. He's just a
He's
cutesy little dude.
fucking
all
adorable.
the time. I love
Clear
it.
up the situation for you? Does that? I'm saying,
when
does
they
that clear up?
said-
Does that clear up the
when they
difficulty
said
of your understanding there?
If you don't throw Stevie Lou out, I'm leaving. I mean it. Throw Stevie Lou out or I'm leaving.
Gee. I'm looking at Carl over here. He's
Carl's
so
laughing. You little shit.
Should I change
Wow.
Throw him out or I'm leaving. I'll
Here,
give him
listen,
something.
Geno, let me leave
You
for you,
throw
you
him
little
out right now, I'm
bitch.
leaving.
No, Geno, go suck my dick, you.
And then he
It was
left.
he Don
Jeez.
Zimmered him. I agree with Geno. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
I don't get
From a sports perspective, that's how you would
Crazy.
recognize.
I like that guy.
Poor little Husey. I don't,
don't know-
get the reference.
I don't know Chatty and B, but I like him.
I do too.
That's funny.
Is the play you wouldn't, or the fight you wouldn't say the Pedro
Poor
Martinez
Husey.
fight. You would say the Don Zimmer. That's how the sports fan would recognize it. Carl, would you agree?
Yeah, I remember that very well. Yeah,
Okay.
of course. I knew
He was-
exactly
he
what
was, he was
talking
wrong.
about.
I remember that Brennan versus Geno clip, and it seemed like
Okay, so that's the end of that. But I did
Wow.
talk to Stevie Lou today. I sent him a DM. I'm like, hey, what the fuck was going on there? Because I thought we might talk about it today.
Yeah.
And he said, we're good now. We talked it out. It's fine. It's all right.
Well, that's good because we like both of them.
Luck of the Bind says Stevie is always unnecessary. I like Stevie Lou. And not only that, it was Luck of the Bind letting me know it was 2003. So it was a long
Okay.
time ago. You are forgiven for not really
I was a
knowing that
youngling.
one. Yes, you were.
I was
but a
almost in
youngling.
middle school.
Tubby says Geno's not gay. He got mad, walked into the other room, and punched Keanu.
No.
Allegedly.
Hey,
Allegedly.
she's small. You're gonna break a rib.
But they are right. They were all right about one thing. And
Kevin
that
is not an alpha male.
Kevin is not an alpha male. Kevin had an incident where he was taunting one of his co-hosts on Misery Loves Company. And again, I see this happening to Kevin again. I think he's going to push someone's buttons too far. He had a co-host who was a black comedian named Jimmy Martinez. And Jimmy apparently had auditions and some other shit going on. And
Okay.
Kevin was taunting him about it. And Kevin was trying to call, he called Jimmy's agent. I want to see where.
So
okay.
this was 6 years ago, back when apparently he had a cool studio to sit in.
No, he
Or
was
what?
borrowing this. This was Bob Kelly's studio. He was on Riotcast, which was Bob Kelly's podcast network. He fucked himself out of that gig
This
too.
looks much nicer.
Yeah, then a couple years later, he fucked himself out of Compound 2 or 3 times. So it's just a common story with Kevin.
As
but
you do.
I think this video is a perfect encapsulation of the way Kevin talks versus the way Kevin is. Kevin likes to put out towards his kind of like 19, 20-year-old Lost Boys audience that he's like this. I'm not to be trifled with. Like I said, if I stood in front of Kevin and look, I'm not the toughest guy in the world, but if I stood in front of Kevin and I said, talk that Cash Money shit, he wouldn't. I'm not saying I would go find Jimmy Martinez in the fucking streets and go, hey, nose to nose, me and you.
Probably not.
But Kevin Brennan is a snack. Kevin Brennan is just a tiny little thing. And he's big behind a microphone in a way that there's nothing wrong with being big behind a microphone and not doing it face to face. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But Kevin's one of those guys who puts it out there like he would. And that's the danger a guy like Kevin has. This is what happens when tough guy Kevin meets someone who's going to hold him accountable.
You got to go out to the boroughs where people are a little frumpier, I think.
Right, because these are Manhattan homeless.
Yeah, you got to go out.
They're wearing like Nike.
Oh, hold on.
Or Dick
Hold on. Jason.
So he's talking to Jimmy Martinez's agent right now and asking him about auditions he has and shit like that because Kevin was saying, Jimmy, you're not in the business, this and that. And Jimmy's like, yeah, I go on audition. Yeah.
It's Kevin Brennan. Hey, Kev. We got one of your working today. Yeah.
No, actually, what do you mean? Ask him.
You say you got a job. Where you working?
No, I don't fucking work in the Matrix. I'm working in Hollywood, nigga. Stop playing, Kev. I'm dead serious, bruh.
I'm serious too. What? What's it?
You're about to see the most embarrassing moment of Kevin Brennan's professional life, other than every time he whines about his brother or Anthony or anything else, is when a man physically challenged him and Kevin basically begged him not to hit him.
Yeah, I'm doing my podcast.
Okay, is he doing the podcast with you?
He said he's working in Hollywood. Where's he working?
Yo, bruh, he asked you a question.
What's the question? You're not going to win.
If he's doing the podcast today.
Yeah, but is he working in Hollywood? He said he's working. I'm saying Jimmy's got baggage. He got fired at Hot 97. He talks a lot of shit. Like he's got the game figured out. He's gambling all weekend,
let the brother
not sleeping.
Answer the question. So fuck all that, nigga. That shit don't affect me when I go into these auditions and I'm on set and all that, nigga.
Yeah, too. Yeah,
no, it don't, bruh.
Okay, so what is he?
Jason, you know,
here's Kevin's problem. He doesn't see the raging issue he has in front of him.
Right.
And he's not physically equipped to handle it.
I even feel this starting to boil up.
I've had this in my studio before when Max, wanted to come at me. But I know that I can handle myself in that situation. Yeah. Kevin's fucked in this situation. Kevin's not a tough guy. He's not an alpha. He's kind of a scared, beaten down child, a jealous child, a lot of mental illness in there. And a Jimmy Martinez would fucking eat him alive.
Kevin, to me, here just feels like an instigator. That's all he's doing, really.
An insecure instigator, I think.
Real quick, who's she?
No idea. Doesn't matter.
He's not sleeping. He's gambling all week, and then he's going out and no sleep on a Monday and auditioning.
Oh, I don't know what he does on the weekend.
Okay, well you should.
Hey yo,
talk to Smoothie and talk to Zsa
right now,
I'm not punking. I'm calling you out, bitch.
No, you bugging right now.
You said you told me to call him.
You
told me to call
him a question.
Look at right now, Kevin's saying bitch and this and that. Get ready to
He's working in Hollywood. Where's his next gig in Hollywood?
He's been auditioning for his next gig.
Okay, you don't have a gig.
Hey yo, man, listen, bruh. I'm done with this.
Okay, good.
I'm done.
Good.
All right.
You said call him to see if you got a gig.
Don't play with me.
All right.
I'll whoop your fucking ass.
See, look at how quickly Kevin goes from, you don't have a gig, to like, what? What did I do? And there is terror in that man's face. What? What are you doing? Why would you do that? All I did was instigate you to the point where you would do something.
He's being
like
a real
that.
dick, yeah.
Dick, I think he's being a bitch. This is what women do. They rile someone up.
She's been sitting here like, no, just do what he asked you to do. You're kind of being a shit.
Yeah. Like he riles someone up, and then when they finally do something, he goes, what? What did I do? But it gets worse from here.
You know I'll whoop your ass, nigga.
Right, so what's this?
There's no reason.
You know I'll whoop your fucking ass, nigga.
You gonna fight me?
You think I'm playing with you, dog?
So you're
Yo,
threatening
move.
people?
You think I'm playing
Jimmy,
with you?
Jimmy.
I'll whoop your fucking ass, Cat.
Whoa. He did that so fast.
Oh, my God. He's about to hug him. Kevin, you're already at about dick level. Why don't you go ahead and finish him off? That is my favorite.
How many times has Kevin been in that position where he's about to get hit that's his reaction?
Right.
He goes right for the wrist.
Let me grab your arms. Oh, don't hit me. You're talking a lot of cash money shit a minute ago,
That
Kev.
to me looked like a learned response. Like he's done that before.
He's done that before. Well, there's another comedian, Gary Goldman, who beat the living fuck out of him at a comedy club
Really?
Because Kevin wouldn't shut his mouth. Dude, Kevin's gotten himself fired. Kevin's gotten himself beat up. Kevin's gotten himself punched, choked, all kinds of shit.
It sure seems like he's more of a liability than anything.
Well, and he's deserved it every single time.
Yeah.
Like, and he can't blame anyone. That's the most painful thing for poor Kev, is that he tries really hard to play it off like he's this big badass, but it's just been so many people have pulled his punk card that now he has to wear a Burger King headset in his living room because nobody else will work.
That
with
was
him.
my immediate response too when you pulled this up. I'm like, this looks like a professional studio compared to what he's got.
And
what happened?
He fucked that up.
He fucked it up.
He fucked it up.
All right.
So he's had his punk card pulled so many times that he's got nowhere else to go. That's why he's broadcasting 5 times a day, 6 times a day, and he doesn't, or 6 times a week.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the show prep, or he doesn't have the amount of stuff to talk about to fill 6 days. He's desperate. He's got nowhere else to go. He's 62, 63 years old. He probably hasn't saved anything for a retirement. And he's just hoping that YouTube hangs in there long enough where maybe he can keep a place to live.
Don't play with me, man.
Look at that.
You told me to call him. Fuck off of me. You told me to call him. Fuck off of me, man.
How funny is
You're
that?
gonna keep going with the you told me to call him
How
line?
funny is it that Jimmy went, get the fuck off me, and what did good boy Kevin do? Got the fuck right off of him, didn't he?
He did, but he sits there like a bitch still. Well, you told me to call him though.
That's what
I would have quit.
Yeah. There's your alpha male some of you follow. Ugh, so cringe.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, don't be threatening people. Come on, that's not nice.
This is a rap. Okay. Play with me if you want to.
Oh, I think that's 4 for flinching.
Yeah.
Holy shit, does Kevin not want that?
Wait for me outside. We gotta wrap this
What?
up.
Wait for you outside
Yo,
what,
talk
nigga?
outside,
Don't
man.
play with me, dog.
All right.
Whoop your fucking ass.
Ooh.
Wait for nothing, nigga.
Could Kevin lean further away in that chair?
You should.
That's why when Geno said like, oh, he's an alpha, he says he's not an alpha. I'm like, yeah, that's the Jimmy Martinez thing is the thing I think of when Stevie Lou said alpha. I'm like, yeah, it's not an alpha.
Good on whoever that chick was to just get the fuck out of the way.
Right.
And not say a word.
Yeah. Luck of the Bind says, us this kind of imagination on your shows, and maybe you'll be interesting sometime, Alva Wanker. Oh, who's Alva? Is there a guy named Alva Wanker starting shit? I don't know what the hell's going on now.
I don't know.
Tubby met angry Brennan before. Brennan just walked past him. Fake tough guy. Yeah. Kevin, tell him he has a fat what? No, I'm not going to tell him he has I don't know anything about his family. I don't care to.
Yeah, somebody in that Husey stream, though, was really slinging some
yeah.
allegations towards his wife. Jesus.
Traffic in African says Kevin likes to lock knuckles when he blows you. Yikes.
That's hot.
Tubby says, actually, Kevin came at me, but I'm not black. There you go.
What did Kevin come after him for? Do you know? Any idea?
No.
Maybe he'll tell us.
No
I don't
idea
know.
what happened with Tubby. Tubby's such a good guy, though. I can't imagine he did anything wrong.
Yeah.
Kevin will have to call Neil for cash at this rate. Well, you hope not. Maybe Neil will be generous. He'll be kind.
I hope Neil just doesn't acknowledge him. Kind of.
He never does, and I think
good.
that's where part of the pain comes from.
Yeah, but when you behave this way, people don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's go to the other stuff we got tonight. That led to I didn't mean to do more Kevin Brennan bashing, but I didn't know the Stevie Lou Geno fight had a Kevin Brennan alpha male reference in it, and that made me laugh. So
yeah.
There you go.
Thanks for the enlightenment.
Yes, and Husey, that episode with those guys, I listened to the whole thing. It's great. It's really, really good. You'll enjoy it. Go subscribe to Husey.
Great lineup.
The whole thing. Let's watch Britney Spears. Now, I said back when the Britney Spears, free Britney thing was going on, I was like, you guys are going to kill her. You guys, she's not equipped for life alone.
She needs the help.
Yes. She can't handle herself. She can't handle her money. This is not going to end well. You guys are just doing this to be part of a hashtag. This is really fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the idea of a mob of crazy people trying to free another crazy person without knowing what the ramifications of that are.
It's one of theirs.
That's true.
They need it back.
Well, she's been free for like between a year and a year and a half, 2 years, somewhere around there.
That long?
Yeah, between a year or two. And she's already falling apart. There's psychiatrists and all kinds, and family members going, we need to have an intervention. We need to get that conservatorship back on, the whole deal. Well, it's taken a step down into another level.
How does it get lower?
For Britney Spears? Well, I have a 45-second clip here showing you that this is not just like, Britney didn't do this, and then go like that. Britney's going kind of like that.
So you're telling me that this isn't going to be like some hot, sexy, just quick little clip for all of us, just as a teaser for like some maybe new music or something? Nothing professional?
Here you go, guys.
All right.
Diamond panel, slip in the back. A girlfriend helped me sew it. He sent me a dress I didn't have to make myself. I can't believe it. I'm just saying. Okay, now I'm so proud. I didn't even have to make it myself.
Is that how she talks?
No.
I didn't think so.
She's doing a voice.
This is a crazy person. This is like a multiple personality thing almost.
The eyes give it away more than anything.
Right.
Thank you, company, for sending me this dress. Thank you.
Blink, you whore.
Why don't you just put it on? What are we doing?
So, guys, I just want you to know, if I shut down my Instagram, do not call the cops. Don't ever be a roller coaster. I got this dress as well. Never be a roller coaster!
She's not okay.
So, you still think that getting rid of the conservatorship was a good idea, do we?
Is that a lack of medication, or is that the wrong medication?
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know which one it is. Is it not enough medication? Is it too much medication? Is it the wrong shit? I don't know.
Something went horribly wrong.
And yeah, every time I see her do something like this, I'm like, oh my God, it is the South Park episode happening in real time.
Do you know what most celebrities do like that? By the way, when they get like new pretty clothes,
what's
that?
They
just wear it to the next event, and there's pictures of them out at the red carpet somewhere.
Sure.
They don't
nice.
sit and dance with it in their bedroom or their entryway.
Shades Cal says, dead eyes walking. I would agree.
Precisely.
Black eyes, lifeless eyes, like a doll's eyes. Doesn't seem to be living. Oh, man.
Do we sit and worry about her ever, or do we just kind of expect it now? You know what I mean? Like, do we concern anymore?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mr. Nagel says, I think people should leave Britney alone, meaning now this is the show we wanted.
It's kind of true. Why do we want the betterment of her?
True. Yeah. Like, do we really want her to get
fun.
better? I don't really care. Yeah.
We love a good train wreck.
I don't know if we really want her
Oof,
to be getting
that
better.
still shot is brutal.
Yeah. So Britney Spears, we're just checking in with her real quick. Does she, I don't know if she moves, I don't think she moves ahead of Bam Margera or Andy Dick, but
she's just living in Crazy Town right now.
Yeah.
Something's going on upstairs. Can you imagine being her husband? Who I don't think is mental. I think I've heard him talk before. He seems okay.
He's almost like her PR person.
Maybe that was the whole reason to marry.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Mr. Nagel says, there are many celebrities we don't want in our lives. This is no different. God, so wait, is he kind of like rooting for her like ultimate demise? Is that what we're talking about?
I don't know. I don't even want that. I just want a good show.
I do want to check in on the Free Britney people and just see if they regret their decision or not, or if they're like, nah, we moved on to something else now.
Yeah.
I do want to. Zen Rhino says, "Sweet shirt, April. Now name 3 songs."
Ooh, Seek and Destroy, Wherever I May Roam, Whiskey in the Jar, Sad But True.
He got you. He said name 3 and you named 4.
I could go on and on.
There you go. There is a common thing amongst women where they go like, I like Metallica, and they're like, Enter Sandman, and then that's it.
Dude, I've been to them in concert. They rock. I love them.
April bought that shirt at Hot Topic after seeing Stranger Things.
I actually really don't like Stranger Things.
Oh,
but I understand the funny joke.
Mr. Rock also says, no, I'm not rooting for her demise. Just let her be and post whatever she wants. Well, that's no fun. How am I going to do a show?
I do wish she'd quit taking down her Instagram.
I wish people would stop calling the fucking police when she takes down her Instagram. Jesus Christ, let her die like a normal person.
They're concerned.
I know, and they want everyone to know how concerned they are.
Yeah.
We got it. You're worried about her. But I don't know. Soul Shake says, best of luck in your court case against Chad. Do you realize he was popular in high school? Yeah, if you missed the first part of tonight's show before we had to take it down and restart it because somebody fucked up, we mentioned on today's show, like, oh, if something in the chat is true, I'm going to have to talk to my lawyers today. And Chad actually thought we were talking about him. I mean, I'm honored that he thinks of us that hard, but no, sweetie. It was not you. It was not you.
What are we going to do? Like, take his stash of probably paper plates?
Yeah, there's Chad. What do you have? Solo cups that we can take in a settlement? I don't really
Dirty
understand.
ones.
Yeah, dirties. You probably didn't even wash the damn thing.
What if he reuses his Solo cups?
He probably does. It's economical. Yeah, so I'm sorry, Chad. I know you
Just
wanted
rinse it out.
I know you wanted to make that a thing, baby boy, but sorry. No, we've got much bigger mentally ill fish to fry than Chad. Chad, you've been such a bag of shit with your threats and whatnot that if we were going to do that, we'd have done it a long time ago. We'd have your Solo cups and your captain's hat by now. We just kind of like watching you melt down. Luck of the Bind says, actually, if we could get you as a guest, and then he says that would be E-Rock. Oh, so not me. He wants somebody else. All right, I understand.
E-Rock's a good guest.
E-Rock's a great guest. I wish I would have had another hour and a half. I think I spent an hour and a half with him. Same amount of time with Eric as I did Anthony. They were
I was
both
just jealous I didn't get to speak with him.
Yeah, they were both remarkable guests. I had a great time with both of them. All right, guys, we got. I actually got a restream notice on the results of our last stream that I had to kill and restart. That's very good. Eric says, don't book other guests during someone else's show. Not the best look, but, you know.
That is true.
It's a bold move. A bold move.
There's DMs for a reason.
Let's do this one. This was about noon today. This story came out. And if you're like Corey and I were talking about on the morning show today, if you're one of these people who you're like, it kind of feels like we're under attack a little bit in our own country, like there's some kind of like inside the United States, inside job thing going on with all these manufacturing plants and train derailments. And this story is not going to help that.
I can't wait.
This story is not going to help you very much. I think this one's in Tennessee. Here you go.
Officials say there was an emergency at the Y-12 National Security Complex this morning around 9 a.m. and we're told it was a fire involving uranium.
Oh, when it rains, it pours, right?
There's one thing you don't want burning.
When it rains, it pours bright yellow rain out of the sky that burns your skin.
Have fun.
Right now, there's no off-site impact, and officials also say no injuries were reported.
Unless you count the 4th and 5th arm growing out of 3 people's assholes.
Yeah, this isn't going to be good. What do you mean?
And we also just learned that all employees have been accounted for. We want to go out.
Yes, but are any of them glowing?
Yeah. And check in with them in a couple of years and see the extra limbs. It's going to happen.
WATE 6 on your side reporter Molly O'Brien. She's out in Oak Ridge right now. Molly.
Oh, that answered my question. Where's the pretty one? Sorry.
That looks like the, what's her name? From the Russian from Austin Powers, kind of.
Oh, the chess playing model?
Yeah, it kind of looks like her.
I'm going to give you a deeper cut that this might even be from before you were born. I was a very little boy. Lori Beth Denberg from All That.
Can you tell us?
Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Tiny bit? Little bit of Sarah Huckabee Sanders?
I don't know.
All right. Let's talk to the blonde girl.
You tell us.
Go ahead, Plain Jane.
Yeah, Lexi, like you said, good news, there is no threat to the public, but what I can tell you...
The bad news is there was a fucking uranium fire.
I'm always impressed that these reporters go to these places. I wouldn't want to go there.
Well, you're fine.
What are you getting paid?
Just don't go inside.
Okay. Crews responded to a fire involving uranium in building 9212, which is actually on the west side of the complex. When crews were workers.
Oh, that's the uranium talking.
Yep.
She's infected.
Oh, uranium got her tongue.
Get her isolated. Get her isolated.
Were eventually evacuated. There were a couple hundred workers and they put a shelter in place. Now, what I can tell you is all employees
Is my garden spitting out 50-pound tomatoes?
Fuck. Can you imagine listening to that go off, by the way? Yikes.
Have been accounted for. No.
Oh, guess what? It's the nuclear fuel's on fire alarm. That's good.
Don't you shit your pants if you hear that in town?
Yeah, but that's probably from the radiation poisoning.
True.
Injuries were reported at this time. And like I said, that fire involved uranium. The protocol.
Did you hear what she said?
She said uranium.
It was uranium.
Oh,
Yes, this is a very unstable nuclear force. It is uranium Y12. This is
oh, boy.
very dangerous uranium.
She's having a hard time.
Uranium costs you about $150 billion and the tab is open.
Uranium. The protocols to put out and fire involving uranium is different at this time, or is different right now.
She is having a problem.
That is her fourth stumble.
Yeah.
We asked officials what that looks like. Here's what they had to say.
That building does uranium processing for all of our uranium-based missions as the Uranium Center of Excellence for the NNSA.
How ironic. The Uranium Center of Excellence. Again, it's going to help me sleep better at night if you just say we're under attack by ourselves.
I would like that.
Yeah.
I'd like that better. Look at
Hey,
this
look,
little dude.
We're just trying to fuck shit up so bad that you all get so demoralized that we can impose communism on you. What do you think?
They're just trying to make us into like special beings now.
Yeah.
Like with the Ohio thing and
We're shitting on your currency. We're devaluing the economy. Your housing prices are going down. And now we're just blowing up manufacturing plants, train tracks, and uranium facilities. We just figure you guys will get bummed enough where we can have a dictatorship.
You're all chemically altered.
Yeah. Maybe we're just trying to create X-Men.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. Sorry, guys. We were trying to create Cyclops, and shit got all fucky, and, well, that's our bad.
Process materials in support of nuclear Navy mission as part of non-proliferation and as part of our classical NNSA mission. So,
April, what the fuck did that guy just say?
Blah, 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 blah.
Why do all government officials sound like they need to be put on times 0.25?
I don't know.
Just speed them up a little bit.
Do they give them like Xanax on purpose before
Yeah.
these things just to,
So you can manage a
dumb it
uranium
down?
fire calmly.
Right.
Yeah.
there's a lot of different forms of material there.
They even cut him off.
What the fuck?
Now, good news so far. Those air monitors show no chemicals have been released.
This bitch can't talk.
She is not okay. I don't know what happened to her, but she's not all right.
Meaning there's no radioactivity. Of course, officials will keep following up and monitoring this. As of what caused the fire, that investigation is still ongoing. We, of course, will keep you updated. Reporting.
I don't know. That guy back there seems fine.
Seems a little sus, actually.
Some guy wandering around the uranium plant. You know what? You might want to take him and ask him some questions. It's just a guy wandering around where the uranium fire was. Might want to just give him a quick look-see. That's all.
Have we talked about the possibility yet that they're just trying to like further their climate change like agendas?
Oh, there you go.
I kind of wonder that sometimes because this is obviously affecting the climate somehow.
I don't know what uranium would have to do with it. I don't
The
know about
Ohio
that.
thing, though?
Yeah,
Did you
that's not,
see the space
but
images?
That's not a climate thing, though. That's just like poisoning your water supply, which I would find to be actually way worse. Poisoning
It put
your
a
water
whole bunch of bullshit in the atmosphere.
Oh, you need so much more bullshit than that.
That
to
was a lot of
affect the climate.
bullshit.
Yeah, but April, that's Ohio. Like you need
There's
so much
multiple massive fires going on.
Okay, I'm trying to tell you. John says, check that she had a Ukrainian coincidence. Yeah, like that. I don't know what was going on there, but that she might want to get checked out. There's probably a medical tent there anyway already.
Probably not.
Maybe stop by at the end. Let's get, where are we at likewise? Are we pushing 200 yet? We got another hour left in tonight's show. Zen Rhino says, April, Ohio is used to being toxic. Lake Erie catches on fire every now and then. It's actually true. Lake Erie is flammable in
Didn't
some
know that.
parts. Yes.
I feel like I'm being punked.
156 thumbs up. All right, let's throw in a few more thumbs up. And over on Rumble, let's throw in a few as well. That would be cool. I think a couple dozen at this point. Thank you very much. Let's get ourselves to 200 before 9 o'clock. This lady. I am excited for this. So in Georgia, there was a grand jury to investigate former President Donald Trump's alleged meddling in the 2020 election. That's ironic. The forewoman, Emily Kors, is now giving interviews.
Okay.
to the mainstream media, and I'm thinking the court probably wishes she wouldn't have. Now legal experts are saying that she's a prosecutor's nightmare because A, she seems nuts, and B, she's out there blabbing about like how biased she was and how happy she is about her bias and how great it was. So this grand jury voted to continue the investigation and the indictments and all that over election meddling by the Trump campaign in 2020 in the state of Georgia. So MSNBC sat down with this girl and interviewed her, and I'm sure if they could do it all over again, if their agenda, if their agenda is to kind of slow down Trump or stop Trump, they would have said, keep her off television. It's not.
Well, today in Georgia,
it's not a good idea to put this lady on TV. I don't know if any of you have seen her yet.
No.
But she is a gem. Let's get this to about 5:40, where we'll jump in here. This is the woman who is the grand foreman, like the grand jury foreman in Georgia. These are her thoughts on the whole thing.
Before the January 6th committee and says they plead the fifth 200 times, do you really expect them to come before you and say something different? You know what I mean? And so it became a battle we didn't need to fight when we could fight other battles and make way with those.
As a grand jury foreperson, you're not supposed to be wanting to fight battles against the person you're a juror for. That's grounds for dismissal.
Tiny bit. I like the word vomit we're getting here.
Yeah.
Do you personally want to hear from the former president?
I wanted to hear from the former president, but honestly, I kind of wanted to subpoena the former president because I got to swear everybody in. And so I thought it'd be really cool to get 60 seconds with President Trump of me looking at him and being like, do you solemnly swear? And me getting to swear him in. I kind of just thought that would be an awesome moment.
This is a...
Can we get a proper freeze frame on this lady?
Openly honest moment.
There you go.
She is
happy
as a pig in slop.
Would somebody get this clearly medicated bitch away from me with this Bible? It doesn't feel right. Do you swear to tell the truth and the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Will you put your eyebrows down if I say yes? Fucking hell.
Oh, man.
So now they're saying that this woman is kind of a problem with the prosecution now because now the Trump people could just go out there and go, hey, look at the foreperson of the grand juror. There's one of the people that voted. We got to get this whole thing nullified because she clearly has it out for the defendant here.
Yep.
I kind of just thought that would be an awesome moment. I can see how trying to get the former president to come talk to us would have been a year in negotiation by itself.
Why is it you can always see mental illness? Like, why is it like, it's like a dog sniffing like drugs and shit. Like you look at someone's skin and you just go, this person's either medicated or has been medicated or needs to be medicated.
Some type of chemical makeup does make you look different, I think.
Yeah. I mean, you just kind of
that's
look
real.
nutty.
So it sounds like that was ultimately a battle that you all decided not to wage.
Exactly. That's kind of how it ended up. Was that and
oh, they didn't subpoena Trump. She wanted to. Okay.
She desperately wanted
but
that.
it's still good. They're saying it's still going to hurt the investigation in general because the only thing they said yes for the election meddling, but no to subpoenaing Trump. So they're saying that now for the case moving forward, this chick is now a liability.
I'd be fascinated by what he said, but do you think he would have come in and said anything groundbreaking or just the same kind of thing we've heard?
I don't know, but stop looking like that. Like you can't
look too giddy right now.
Not only too giddy, but it's just like it's TikTok eyes. It's like something you see out of a TikTok teacher who says that I'm gonna hide the kid's gender from their parents. Like that's the face I think.
It is.
of.
It's the don't tell your parents face.
You give that thing purple hair and a septum piercing, they're right at home in a TikTok video about LGBT kids.
Thick rimmed glasses.
Oh, for sure.
She's perfect.
So at some point you don't need to hear 50 people say the same thing. You know what I mean? At some point you kind of start to get the gist.
Yeah, right. When someone like this says, do you know what I mean, by the way, you just say yes.
You have to. It stops them from talking, I hope.
Yeah, you just go, yeah, for sure.
It's over now.
100%. I know what you mean. Oh, crazy, right? Get her the fuck out of here.
So she clearly would be a problem in any case going forward because she has clear bias.
Yeah.
Can't have her in there.
Yeah. Why did you want to subpoena the president? I just wanted to stare into that piece of shit's eyes and call him an asshole. It's like, all right, you need to maybe, this is maybe, by the way, this is also maybe something we should have found out in the jury screening process.
Yeah, how did you miss that one? Because she seems like somebody who couldn't have kept that to herself.
Yeah, this seems like someone where all you have to do is say, Trump, go, and she's going to just rattle off for about 15 minutes.
I just want to stare into his eyes for 60 seconds.
I want to stare at him and say, do you know what I think of you? So I'm guessing because of the mental illness in your eyes, you don't like me. Damn, he got me. Johnny Chimpo says, Gollum, where is the precious?
Wow, that's a good comparison. Yeah.
Thank you, Andrea B, for the $10. You guys are already 3:20 away from tomorrow morning. You guys knocked out this evening in like the first 15 minutes. So thank you all very, very much for that. Tubby says, put Britney on the jury. At this point, why not? Yeah, I mean, at least that girl would have someone to talk to.
Yeah, but then they come up with God knows what together.
I don't know. Is it like the Britney weird voice thing? Is that any different? You know what I hated? You know what I thought was fucking stupid? And why people, like, when Billboard put her on that top 10 rappers list, it just pissed me off. It reminded me of when Nicki Minaj used to do those different, like, rap in those different voices.
Oh, you see, to me, Nicki's not
horrible.
mental when she's doing that.
No, she's not mental, but
There's
I thought
a
it was
big
so
difference.
Like, it was one of those things where a lot of people liked it, and that bothered me. I don't know why. I'm like, this is dog shit. This is kitty shit. This is Play-Doh rap. Don't fucking call this hip-hop
Well,
music.
then you have to call Eminem that, too. Because
The later parts where he started doing those...
He did different voices a lot.
Yes, absolutely. And that's when he started sounding like shit. Is when he started going, it's like, okay, you're out of ideas. Just don't release albums anymore. You're fine.
I don't think she was ever offensive with it, in my opinion.
It's always offensive. It's just, all right, we get you. What are we doing? A crazy character voice? Oh, fun. It's great when Jim Norton does Chip Chipperson. That's when it works. Not when we're doing music. Stop it. Then again,
what?
Then again, I kind of hated the pop era of Nicki Minaj anyway. It was so soft and terrible.
You just want everyone to be down in the dredges. That's what you want.
I just don't want, like... It's phony shit. I just don't want phony shit. That's all.
I'm just saying I don't think you can compare Nicki Minaj to Britney not talking in her voice, because Britney's like a possessed type of like mental illness voice, and she's just doing a thing.
No, that's just what the Britney voice reminded me of. It was like that I hated that. Sometimes things remind me that, oh yeah, that's right. I also have psychotic hatreds about this small, minute thing as well.
I never think about that, like the Nicki stuff.
Happy Day says she's awful. Yeah, you know what? She benefits from being in a really soft era of hip hop where there aren't that many big names. I think she kind of really benefited from that. Like, kind of like Larry Holmes when he was heavyweight champion of the world. There wasn't many people out there, and you're like, wow, Larry's kicking the shit out of everyone. It's like, yeah, that's because they're all like construction workers and shit. Like, Nicki Minaj came up in an era where, like, name me 5 really good rappers. Not ones that sold a lot of copies. I'm talking about name me 5 ones where you're like, wow, they're all-time greats. She kind of came in after Lamar was done. She came in when Kanye wasn't at his peak anymore. I mean, who was there? Maybe Drake?
Yes. Like, I've gone on here, too, and said half of Drake's music is shit, too.
Yeah,
but she was surrounded by some really, really successful artists, and I think that kind of propped her up.
Yeah,
she constantly had Lil Wayne, Drake, and Eminem around her, and Kanye. And, I mean, like, those alone will get you going.
Buzzy says hip-hop and rap sucks. So there is that counterpoint.
Yep.
I agree with Scram. Drake is all girl romance songs. I don't know how people can listen to that. Well, girls like it.
I actually don't like those songs. That's half the shit.
But Drake was perfect for what they wanted this era of hip-hop to be, and that is, and it's not just hip-hop, it's everything 2010 past. Like, in marketing, they wanted to get women's money. Everything was geared towards women. I know this because I worked in marketing and radio. Everything they would tell us about sales and everything else was, we got to gear it towards women. Women. How does this appeal to women? It was just grotesque. And I think Drake was a perfect fit for what the marketing of music was going for. It was easy for girls to accept and like. I mean, honestly, guys and male rappers, basically whenever they went after Drake, the number one thing they would say is, he's fruity.
In fairness, I think a lot of men in general listen to like either legitimate country music or rock music. So if if hip hop's like directed towards women and causing them to want to like dance and go into clubs and shit, I think they went the correctest direction for themselves.
Well, no, they just
be profitable.
they just made it that. Like it wasn't like they went, hey, they made a good guess.
If
It's
that's
like,
what the market's telling you.
They created the market and they forced that into it. It was Zen Rhino says, of whom are you referring to, Aaron, whenever you say they? Well, let's use our imaginations. Let's use our imaginations on that one. I hope none of you took your noticinol today. Then maybe you'll know. Guys, here in Minnesota, I don't know. I looked outside before the show started tonight, and look, I'm not going to be the first one to ring the bell because Lord knows I could wake up and, everything could be exactly as they predicted. But so far, in how much snow we were supposed to get by this time, I would say severely lacking.
Great news. I am happy anytime the news is wrong about that.
Yeah, well, they're wrong a good majority of the time when it comes to snowfall. But
we've gotten a lot this winter, though.
But this time around, I don't know. I haven't seen, I probably haven't looked outside for about 2 hours now, a little over 2 hours. So I don't know. But right now in central Minnesota, it's not what they said it was going to be. We'll see.
Well, what time is it right now?
8:30.
I looked outside right before I came down here, and it looks a lot more drifty than anything because the winds are so bad. So it's causing bad drifts everywhere. If they're
gonna get that 5 to 8 inches they thought they were getting tonight, it better start falling pretty quick.
It was supposed to go during nightfall, though, wasn't it?
Yep, we'll see. It was supposed to. Well, no, it was supposed to be 4 o'clock and then straight on through, but it's fallen behind.
I am happy as hell anytime they miss.
I shoveled it all out of the way today, and I'll tell you this, wasn't a lot. There was not a ton today so far. So fingers crossed they were wrong again. I hope that's the case. The polls are shifting. Kenneth, I was about to read that, and then he retracted it. Patrick says, milk hauler here. I agree, oversold. So far it's been oversold.
I have heard the roads were jack shit today, though.
Well, probably. A lot of
people
wind.
were pretty upset about the roads.
April getting 5 to 8 inches tonight. What are you, sticking it in twice? April's wrists are stronger than toes. I have no idea what that means, Admiral Dewey, but you tried your best.
Does that mean my wrists are stronger than yours? Your toe?
No, I think he just doesn't know. I think he's just an idiot. Pugsley says, I think they missed on today's totals, but tonight, hang on to your butts. Okay. Hang on to your butts tonight.
I'm disappointed. I was really spoiled when the weather got warmer and it started melting.
Well, don't worry.
I always look forward to that.
Don't worry. I don't think they're going to hit that 16 that they were talking about.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
But then there's going to be multiple more coming before we see warmth again.
I think we got 2 more big ones coming.
Yay.
This year, and then we'll be done. So speaking of Minnesota, we recently passed something. I know it seems a little early in the game, to say the least, to be thinking about this, but they passed something, and I don't really give a shit because the only thing I'm waiting for our state government to pass is the fucking rebate checks from this $17 billion surplus that we have.
Taking them a while.
The governor's like, hey, $17 billion. What do you guys, if you have a family of 4, what do you say, $2,400 to you? And we're like, what? $2,400? It's a $17 billion surplus. Well, elections have consequences. Mm-hmm. We voted in all Democrats, so they want to give it all to teachers. They want to give it all to people who don't work and have daycare, free child care for people who are on the dole already, more giveaways, shit like that.
But if we had done the math, and it should be closer to about $6,000 a household, right?
If you wanted, a household, right? 2 people,
yeah,
$6,000 would be very doable, and you'd still have some left over. Like, to me, if you want to throw like $1 billion at the roads, cool, let's do that. Let's throw $1 billion at the road. That sounds
knows
nice.
They need help.
And then after that, if you want to throw like $1 billion towards the schools, I mean, we know that government spending money on schools doesn't equal better schools, but whatever, you got people to pay off. I get it. But after that, fucking give it back. You took too much, give it back. It's that simple. But I'm with my dog barks. I'm not holding my breath.
No.
I don't even think that 2,400's happening.
No way. It's taking them this long. I don't think we're getting shit, honestly.
Well, the what do you call it? God, what do you call that? Why can't I fucking think? The session. The session doesn't end until like mid-May. So They got plenty of time to stall. Don't worry. Where do you pay to end the show, says Upset Duck. Oh, just same place as always. Just throw it right in there. Tubby says, Aaron, do you and April ever travel? I'm sure you live in a beautiful state, but someplace warm on the beach. You guys deserve a vacation. Well, thank you, Tubby. But yes, we take a vacation every year. Instead of August, we moved it up to April this year because we figured, why are we going when it's nice here? Let's go when
suck.
Yeah, let's go when it's still shitty. So we're going in still what is a winter month here in Minnesota.
A beach does sound good, though.
Beaches are nice. But
I'm in on a beach.
I need something nicer than beaches.
I don't always. Sometimes when I've had an overwhelming day, all I could envision is a nice, quiet beach.
Yeah, I need something like if there are some people like, you know where I want to go? The beach for 2 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, but there's got to be something else, right? And they're like, no, just the beach. I'm like, you're no fun. Okay, let's go do something.
That can be plenty of fun.
Oh my God. Like just one thing to do. I think just like the idea of like not claustrophobia, but like instant boredom would set in too much where I'd be like, this is going to be 2 weeks. Like there's so much. Let's go do some shit. I don't know. Like Hawaii's good because Hawaii's got all kinds of shit you can do. But like just the beach in Florida, I need more Florida shit to do. I can't do just
I feel like
the beach.
Florida has a ton of things to offer.
You got to do all those things. Mr. Nagel says NYC and the surrounding area haven't even cleared an inch of snow this season. It looks like we're
Wow.
never getting snow this year.
See, but that sounds wonderful. Don't you want no snow? Especially in that city. Where do you put it?
Yeah, you just throw it on homeless people. You just
They
take
just
it.
hold it for you?
Yeah, you just go, here you go, take that for me. You can bury them, and then that way you don't have to see them anymore
Yeah,
until the spring it thaws out. Actually, you know how like in the Midwest when your lawn thaws out and you find like dog shit? And stuff like
Really?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. In New York, what you do is it thaws out and you just see a bunch of thawed out homeless people when the snow melts.
Really bad.
It's not good. It's one of the worst times of the year, the spring thaw in New York. So anyway, here in Minnesota, on and after the House just passed this. I don't know if it's going to pass the Senate and if the governor's going to sign it, but on and after January 1st, 2025, new lawn and garden equipment sold, offered for sale, or distributed in or into Minnesota must be powered solely by electricity. Why?
I hate it.
No reason. They just have an environmental agenda and they just want to make everybody else live by it. So no more gas lawnmowers, no more gas leaf blowers, no more, chainsaws, lawn edgers, string trimmers, bush cutters, all of it. And you know what state we're copying? You know what state we used as an example for this?
What, California?
California. They're doing theirs by 2024. We're going to do ours by 2025.
Do they understand how much longer it takes to do shit with an electronic equipment?
Could you imagine an electric lawnmower?
We looked at one. We still we stuck it out with our shitty lawnmower this year again, but we were just looking for fun and we looked at an electric one at Home Depot, and to mow our lawn, which isn't even that big, would take like hours and hours because you'd have to charge it again.
You'd have to charge it so many times. Eric Nagel says, try plowing snow with an electric snowblower. Fuck that. Yeah, no way. No way. You might as well shovel if you're going to. That's basically what an electric snowblower is. It's an electric snow shovel.
This is bullshit. So honestly, like before that happens, what you buy a couple gas-powered lawnmowers and just hope that they last forever?
Pretty much.
Leave one in a fucking box for when this other one blows out somehow.
Yeah. So I hope they don't pass that. I hope that doesn't get signed. But judging by how the election went, I'm pretty sure it's going to get signed.
I
It
know.
probably will pass. But that's the thing. It only takes one election to fuck things up forever, And then
I feel like even like the amount of things that can go wrong with an electric like lawnmower and shit like that is so much worse than a gas-powered one.
Yeah, and also it's the wear and tear, the demand on the actual power grid itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's going to be pretty bad.
It's just disappointing.
People are now just going to be upkeeping as best they can all their gas-powered shit.
That's
so they
what I'm
can
saying.
hang on to it.
They're going to be buying it up. It's going to be in high demand until it's gone.
Be a great giveaway to all the lawn equipment companies. They get a nice little windfall. Everyone going to buy their gas-powered shit last minute. December 31st, 2024. Just everybody going out and grabbing the last of it.
I sure would.
And then on January 1st, 2025, everybody will have to buy all new electric shit. So it'll be a nice giveaway for the, like I said, for the lawn and garden companies.
Wow, you're right, though. The power grid.
It's going to be pretty bad.
What a joke.
Someone says John Deere is going to be pissed off. Are they? Think about this. John Deere is clearly making electrical equipment, and now the government's forcing people to buy your product. They have, like, you stick all this money into electrical items, and if you have the choice to buy gas-powered, you might be putting all this R&D into electric items, and nobody buys them. Now the government says everybody has to buy them, and all of a sudden there's no risk if you're the company. They have to come to you and buy the electric stuff. And you get to sell all of the gas stuff before it all becomes illegal.
I don't know if it's just like a small town farm girl thing in me, but just the thought of buying electric farm maintenance, like anything, feels like sacrilege to me. Like,
Well,
I don't want to do that.
The problem with electric shit is just that it's not ready yet. It's not ready for what they want it to be yet, but they're just pushing it anyway.
My parents will never get their lawn mowed with an electric lawnmower.
No.
Never.
Too much land. You need a gas rider for sure. Pugsley says the used market will go crazy. It better take care of your gas-powered shit for the next couple of years.
It's a good investment.
Everyone knows about what's going on in Ohio with the train derailment and all that stuff. You'd think we'd want to hear from the transportation secretary about all of these things.
It would be nice.
Yeah, Pete Buttigieg.
Can we get the dicks out of the mouth first?
Well, old Pete, that's remarkably homophobic. How dare you?
No, I don't care that he does that just before he talks to us. Can we pull him out?
Oh, you're saying it would be rude?
It's rude.
Yeah. Well, they caught up with him. Just kind of walking the streets, nothing to do, nowhere to go, nowhere to be. Not really a busy day.
Just casual.
For old Pete Buttigieg. And the journalist wanted to know, hey, what's the deal with Ohio? You going down there? You're going to check it out? You're the transportation secretary. You want to drink a glass of water? You want to go fishing? Are you going to do something about this Ohio thing? And, well, here's Pete Buttigieg's answer.
What do you have to say? Hi, how are you?
Good.
Jenny Terra at the Daily Caller News Foundation. What do you have to say to the folks in Ohio, East Palestine, who are suffering right now?
Well, I'd refer you to about a dozen interviews I've given today, and if you'd like to arrange a conversation, be sure to reach out to our press office.
Hey, anything you'd like to say to the people of Ohio and to prove to them you're not an insensitive automaton? I wish you would have gone through my press office, and I would refer you to the dozens of interviews I've done today. Oh, yeah, fuck me for inconveniencing you by having to do one more interview on the train derailment that's poisoning the air and water that you still haven't gone down to check out. You know what? You're right, Pete. Fuck me. Sorry for asking.
How did he get his job?
He dropped out of the primary so that Biden could beat... who was the one giving him shit? Who was the one challenging him? And they needed all of the centrists to bail so that Biden could win. And then every centrist that bailed out got a job. Like Kamala became vice president. Pete Buttigieg became transportation secretary. I think it was Bernie. I think it was to fuck Bernie over again.
So he's ultra qualified.
Yeah, he has no idea what the fuck he's doing. He was the mayor of South Bend, Indiana. Congratulations. I guess then he should be used to managing disasters at least.
No kidding.
Conversation with you, just walking
You don't have a message for them?
I do, and I shared it with the press many times today. I'd refer you to those comments.
Would you mind sharing it with us?
No, I'm going to refer you to the comments that I made to the press because...
She would have been gone already if you just would have given your pat answer, you fucking idiot. Boy, you can't manage anything, including an interview.
He can't even say something encouraging for that poor city.
The Daily Caller is like a Republican site, so he probably doesn't like them.
Obviously.
So he didn't want to talk to him.
Right now, I'm taking some personal time, and I'm walking down the street.
Are you going down there?
What's that?
Oh, yeah, by all means, Pete. Take some personal time. I'm sure it's been really stressful for you dealing with all of this stuff. You know who else has been taking a lot of personal time? The people of East Palestine, Ohio. They've just been sleeping in hotels and, finding places to stay. Just taking a lot of personal time just for them.
Not able to go home.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But by all means, Pete, you take some me time,
Where the air's nice and crisp and clean, I bet.
Yeah. It's wine o'clock, Pete. Why don't you go have a spritzer?
Are you going down there at all?
Yep, I am.
When are you going?
I'll share that when I'm ready.
Okay, thank you.
Don't worry, no rush, Pete.
He'll go when the air's clean.
That would be funny if he went, well, yeah, I'm planning going down there, but right now I got a bit of a nasty cough and I don't want to aggravate it. So
I wish he'd just say that. I'm going to go when it clears up and it's safe to go down there.
Yeah, but I don't think they will. Cerberus with $5 says they've basically killed the V8 muscle cars. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it for lawn stuffs as well. It does look like they're kind of going that way.
It is going that way.
Yeah. 3:15 away from tomorrow morning. Again, thank you guys. You knocked out today, like in the first 15 minutes. You knocked out our goal tonight in the last stream we were doing.
Thank you.
Earlier tonight. The one we had to,
Yeah, boy, those people don't get any credit anymore. It's gone.
the show that shall not be named, right?
Oh, what happened?
I know, some fucking guy. CC says, is it true you guys are going to do an all-nude show soon? Hey, don't look. We're
Wouldn't that be fun?
We're in negotiations with Rumble. All right?
We're going to be the first all-nude show.
We'll see what happens.
This does not exclude Johnny or Corey.
Yeah, I got to drink a lot of Coca-Cola and a lot of Pepsi before we do that. I was reading the studies today, and men who drink Coca-Cola or Pepsi have higher testosterone levels and bigger balls. You got a bigger nutsack if you're drinking Coke and Pepsi.
Really?
I'm drinking that whole 2-liter bottle when I get upstairs. I'll have diabetes by the time I go to bed.
Does this happen to women though too? Not with the
No, they don't get bigger balls. No, women.
Balls
If women drink Coke, they don't get bigger balls.
Do we get more testosterone though? I was just wondering.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
That's good.
As compared to what? Sprite, Drusilla says. Yeah, I have a hard time with that one because what is it about Coke or Pepsi that gives you bigger balls, but like Sprite makes you gay? What? I don't know.
I think Mountain Dew makes you gay. And that's going to upset a lot of people in here.
How about Diet Mountain Dew? Does that make you gay?
I think all-encompassing Mountain Dew.
Well, and I'm just full of cocks then.
I am not. Well, you've said it before.
What does Zevia do?
Ups the estrogen.
Oh, you didn't have
Makes
one.
these a little more perky.
You didn't have one ready for that one.
Oh, they're so small. I almost can't find them.
Exactly. Aww. Tiny little guys. Tiny little fellas. The country's most popular sodas might refresh the parts of other drinks can't reach. Your ball sack. By giving men bigger testicles and making them more masculine.
Whoa.
Research on mice. Wait a minute. This means that they're just pumping mice full of Coke and Pepsi.
Is that why they had such big satchels at Petco?
Maybe you got Coke and Pepsi mice.
I would have sent you a Snapchat. I was so impressed.
They
I
were
forgot
mice?
my phone in the truck. They were mice. It was a big case full of the little albino pet mice, and their fucking nut sacks were like as big as like their bottom half of their body.
Well, then there's a good chance that you got one of the study mice.
I didn't understand. It did make sense why they reproduce so fast.
Research on mice showed adult males who drank Coca-Cola or Pepsi had higher testosterone levels and larger genitals than their peers. The unusual finding appears to contradict previous studies. Why are we studying mice, balls, and soda so much?
That is interesting.
Why do we have previous studies on the subject? Again, that means that somebody gave these assholes millions of dollars and they went, fuck cancer for a while, fuck AIDS, fuck all this other stuff. What's going to happen? Like, it seems like these scientists get millions of dollars. Nobody checks in on them, and they just get to fund the experiments they wanted to do when they were 8.
Check it out. Fauci once upon a time got millions of dollars to see if sandflies would eat beagle faces.
And they did.
And they
ate the beagle
Plot
faces.
twist, they ate the faces.
So, like, you give these scientists $1 million, and they go, oh, let's see what happens when you give the mice a bunch of Coke.
It's idiocracy.
Yeah. Why do we need to know this? The Coke's going to make my balls bigger?
Maybe they're
Probably not.
Look, maybe they're trying to find ways to make us a little more masculine again because we're kind of losing that.
The unusual finding appears to contradict previous studies that have shown sugary drinks and processed foods make men less fertile. But there is some evidence that high caffeine intake can ramp up testosterone production in the body, which leads to greater sperm production and larger testes. Big, saggy nuts.
Now you don't have to feel so bad for drinking soda.
Nope.
I wish they'd tell us this about McDonald's now.
Yeah, but the only thing now is you're sitting there drinking a lot of Coke, it makes you suspect. People are like, oh, what do you have, small balls? You're trying to make them bigger?
That's a very good point.
Second of all, who wants big balls? Big balls are useless.
Balls are weird.
You want a big old cock, but you don't want big balls.
That's true. That just seems like they'd get in the way.
They swing around. They get stuck to shit. It's not fun. Big balls are... I like it when my balls are, if I'm working out, your balls suck up real nice when you're working out.
I definitely know.
Yeah, and you're sitting there and you're like, oh man, this is nice. They're not getting in the way. And then when you're done and you're done working out and then your balls let loose and they hang for like, get the fuck off of me. I'm done with these balls.
I have a question.
Yeah, like Bree says, you sit on them.
Yeah, that sounds
Remember
awful.
the other day? I sat on my balls. It was terrible.
I thought that only happened to old people, though. Like, I thought they
Thanks.
never got... No, it's not what I'm saying. I just thought they weren't supposed to be that saggy when you're young.
Well, they get saggy your whole life.
And then, I've always wondered this because it seems like everyone's different. Are they supposed to hang next to each other, or is one higher than the other? Are they offset or next to each other?
They're off.
Always?
There's always one that's...
Okay.
A little different than the other guy.
All right.
That's normal. Zen Rhino says, Aaron, you wouldn't want to have large balls. It would make your tiny penis look even smaller. Oh, man. Yeah, Kane J says they hang at different levels. Yeah, you've always got one.
Okay.
Mine's the righty, I think, likes to go for a hang. Whereas the left one likes to stay close to home.
Sometimes it alarms me, like when you get out of the shower, I'm like, dude, one of them is like running away.
April wants me to go to the doctor every time I get out of the shower.
It's kind of weird.
I keep having to tell her, my balls are fine. Stop shaming me.
It's not shaming. I want to make sure they're fine.
It's when they grumble like an empty stomach that you got to worry. I don't know why they do that.
It's all your trapped sperms in there.
Oh, that's
dying.
what it is. They're all just...
Aaron snipped so his sperms can't go anywhere.
It was as though millions of sperm cried out at once, and then silent. Experts are not suggesting that men should rush out and drink lots of Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Previous studies have linked sugary sodas to a host of health problems, including obesity, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and tooth decay.
Ooh, you've already got tooth problems. You don't want that.
My teeth are already fucked.
You don't want to add diabetes, though.
No, you don't. Or high blood pressure or any of that shit. I mean, soda really is a poison concoction.
Yeah, almost no better than alcohol.
You look at everything that's in there and you just go, oh, yeah, all of that kills you.
You can't pronounce half of it.
It gums you up. It's acidic. It's just burning a hole through you.
Yeah.
But boy, is it tasty.
It's delicious. There's something about a cold Coke, like straight from a can, that is like crack.
Experts from the Northwest Minzy University in China. Oh, yeah, let's keep giving jobs to them. They do a great job over there. Set out to show that sugary sodas were bad for male fertility. One group of 30 male mice were kept in a cage, and their water bottle was filled with 50% Pepsi mixed with tap water. Another 30 mice were kept in a different cage and given pure Pepsi. What the fuck?
Dude, those fucking wheels they run on were just going.
They were smoking. The same was done for two groups of mice, but with Coca-Cola. A fifth group was used as a control and given pure water. All mice could drink as much as they pleased for 15 days.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
And the ones in the soda cage, all of their feet fell off. It was just they got diabetes and it all just rotted away.
Their little feeties are gone.
The mass of the mice's testicles was measured on days 0, 5, 7, 10, 13, and 15. On day 15, the mass of the mice's testicles was significantly higher in the group that drank Coca-Cola and 100% Pepsi compared to the 50% Pepsi and control groups. The outcomes demonstrated a high dose of Pepsi Cola or Coca-Cola could promote testes growth and development.
I have a thought with that.
I don't believe this is very scientific. I believe this could be a lot of different factors, like too much sugar, too much, anything.
Swelling.
Caffeine. It could just
swelling
be ball
from
swelling.
Sugar. Or
Yeah.
I was going to say caffeine intake causes some people to be more active. So if you're being more active, couldn't you be producing more testosterone?
Yes.
Right?
The mice who were allocated the pure Coca-Cola also had higher levels of the male hormone than the control group. The results suggest that large doses of Pepsi and Coke could improve testosterone production in male mice. However, there's always a but with these things, Your balls get really big, but then there's always got to be a catch. However, the mice used in the study are non-copulating, meaning they do not mate. So long-term... Well, then why do you need balls?
What's the point then?
The long-term effects of carbonated drinks on testicle mass and testosterone production are also unclear. Well, then I'm glad we gave them all this money.
Yeah, what was that for?
Who said yes? Like, who is it? Hey, we need millions of dollars for some studies. Oh, what are you going to do? Because this is a big check you're asking for. We're just going to feed mice a shitload of soda and see what happens to their dick and balls.
I have a counterpoint for you.
Yeah?
This keeps them busy from doing other nefarious things.
That's true. At least they aren't trying to figure out how to make diseases kill everybody and jump from like deer to people.
I'm going to have to take you to Petco, though, because it's actually mind-boggling how big they are.
I'm really excited to look at the mouse nuts at
It's
Petco.
unnatural. It's not supposed to be that way.
Like I said, remarkably excited to go see all the mouse dicks and how this is all going to play
They're like
out.
a quarter the size of yours on this big of a body. I'm not even kidding.
It's a big set of nuts. Well, now I'm jealous. Now I want to go kill them all those mice.
No.
I thought this was a funny story. This is a real quick one. I know oh my goodness, we're into overtime pretty much. How many likes
Really?
are we at tonight?
Okay.
You guys are already clear of the goal, 3:20 away from tomorrow morning. Thank you. No, 3:15 I thought. What is it? Yeah, it's 3:15, Aaron. Quit lying in your advertisements up there. 204 likes. Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank
Appreciate it. If you feel like keeping it going, please do. So into overtime now. We got a bunch of stories. Maybe I can do the Schaub Jake Paul thing. I don't think that's going to be a big one. Stevie Lou with 199. Oh, 15 minutes ago. I fucked that up. 199 from Stevie Lou. He says, hey guys, just tuning in. Did I miss anything? Yeah, we did talk about your guys'
Your little dust up.
your show. Pro Guns. Oh, we got Pro Guns. Pro Guns with $2 twice. He says, Aaron versus Chad in a Utah standoff. I don't know what that is, but if it's gay, Chad might do it.
That sounds like something naked.
Yeah, I'm not
don't like
interested, but
that.
if it's anything homosexual related, Chad would be ready to go. The folks over at the Oscars have decided that they're gonna nip this whole Will Smith, Chris Rock thing in the bud for next time.
Okay.
Why did you write this down? Is that for you Googling
I wrote
later?
that down. No. Look, I wrote down a note. It says Katie Noel naked pics. And it was because I wasn't sure that you were going to shut the stream off. I was going to leave this here to make sure we go back and remove that section.
Okay, that
Right.
makes
But then
sense.
you changed our plans.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Maybe I'll look into it later.
We so the Oscars now is going to have a crisis team in case somebody smacks the shit out of somebody else. According to the Academy honchos, we have a whole crisis team, something we've never had before. Thanks, Will. And many plans in place. We've run many scenarios, so it is our hope that we will be prepared for anything that we may not anticipate right now, but that we're planning for just in case it does happen. So basically, you're going to have like air marshals in the crowd.
Nothing brings up the mood like air marshals.
Yeah, you're just going to have people like, what, with stun guns or
tasers,
trank darts, and then if Will Smith gets up there and starts barreling towards the stage, you thunk.
What I think would be more fun is if they had like the mouth blow ones with the feathers.
Yeah, just hire an African bushman and just have him with a blow dart gun.
Blow dart gun. There you go.
I'm going to kill you, Chris.
Please, too many.
Will Smith can't slap Chris Rock in the face, not with 3 darts in him. I think
that's way more fun.
Sad boy goes,
Crisis Team 5 standing by. Looks like we have an angry Negro running towards the stage. Over.
Which one?
yeah, what are you going to do? Tubby says you could do shock collars. I mean, that's a possibility.
Geno tried that out recently.
Oh my God! Somebody sent me that clam radio thing. I can't remember where they sent it to me.
It was Darth Mode sent it over a tweet.
Was it
It was a tweet.
Was it a tweet or a DM?
It was a tweet because I was tagged in it too.
Okay, so it was Darth Mode.
Darth Mode.
All right, Darth Mode.
Yep, that one.
Sent the clam radio thing.
Oh, his cover image is scary.
Here it is. All right, good.
It's so good. Geno will never do this again.
You know what? You know what's funny about this is that can I just fuck off and play the thing? Thank you. What's funny about this is that I was about to go, hey, Victor, could you get this and make it a drop? And I just realized, well, why don't you fucking do it yourself, stupid? The file is sitting right there.
This is brilliance.
So I'm going to drop this. This was apparently Geno got really fucked up in one of his In Hot Water episodes last week. And he was asking Frankie McDonald if he did, because Frankie McDonald does ham radio.
Yeah.
And they make fun of him and they'll call it, pork chop radio and shit like that.
They do different images.
Right. They wanted to ask him if he did clam radio. And Geno Bisconti of In Hot Water was in no condition to ask Frankie McDonald if he had done Clam Radio, and what the audience got was this.
Clam Radio?
That is not sped up. That is not slowed down. That's just how he said it.
Are you telling me you weren't watching this live?
I did not watch this live.
I was doing the dishes and I was watching this live, and they went through like 6,000 different animals for the radio. And when he got to Clam, I think everyone just died.
Clam Radio?
Oof. There's sometimes you listen back to yourself when you just, every once in a while, and I know Geno does it far more than we do, but every once in a while you'll do a show where you think, I can have a few. And then it gets away from you and you're like, fuck, I was a little too drunk. Like when I ripped my shirt off for Mike Morris and Shuley and all those guys, I was probably a little too drunk that night.
Geno, I believe, said that he had not been this drunk on air in a very long time.
And and so we got this instead.
Clam Radio?
I would, if you want, I'd go back and watch that clip with you sometime.
That is a hard slur. That's the hardest slur he's had, and that's a guy who says the N-word a lot.
That guy, his eyes were swimming and everything.
Oh, boy.
Oh. Try to say it. You can't say it.
I know. Is it Clam Radio?
Clam Radio?
Clam Radio? That wasn't bad. That was close.
Clam Radio?
Clam Radio?
Oh, man.
Yeah, you just can't do it.
Alvalonker says, I support and love Geno, but I think the girl in the Metallica shirt is gorgeous and pretty. I don't know why that's a but statement.
Thank you.
I don't know why you can't have one and the other.
Clam Radio?
I'm Phil. I'm very, very Phil.
Sometime I would like to watch that clip with you. It's very funny.
Oh, boy. Clam.
I stopped doing the dishes just to watch him.
I hope that was towards the end of the show because you don't want to keep going after that.
It absolutely was.
So the Academy Awards are going to have a crisis team. Now here's what sucks. If you have a crisis team for the Academy Awards, then you don't get to use it. So now I'm kind of rooting for another Will Smith moment. I'm thinking you get like Goldberg or Roman Reigns or Edge or somebody who does a spear. And when somebody starts running towards them on the stage, they just jump on the stage and then spear the person. And I hope the person who decides to get up and attack is like a really elderly actor. Like Martin Scorsese gets cunty with like J.J. Abrams because he uses too many special effects. And Goldberg just fucking spears Scorsese into dust.
We could get Brick Tamland up there with a trident.
Oh, yeah. He could chuck a trident at old Martin Scorsese.
Brick killed a guy.
That's for making The Irishman, you fucking hack.
It was a terrible movie.
Wasn't a good movie.
Oh my God.
There were so many people when that movie first came out acting like they loved it because they didn't know they were allowed to dislike a Scorsese movie.
I think they only liked it out of fear.
Yeah. Because
there was like De Niro and Pesci in it.
Yeah, it's not long it's not long enough. It's way too long. It's remarkably boring. Everybody's de-aged by 40 years. And then, of course, the creme de la creme.
The kick.
The fucking De Niro kick in the flower shop scene. That is so bad.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. Like he's missing with the kick. Like you couldn't make him do that again.
I do think that people thought they maybe weren't allowed to dislike that movie.
Robert Darthmode says it's the worst Scorsese movie.
Pretty bad.
Scorsese.
It is hard to spell.
Movies. Let's take a look. Irishman 2019. Bob Dylan story. I don't care. Silence, The 50-Year Argument. The Wolf of Wall Street's a solid movie.
One of the best. I love it.
Hugo. Then he made some George Harrison movie.
I haven't seen a lot of those.
Shutter Island's pretty bad.
Shutter Island is good
the first time.
One time through.
Yeah. The Departed, Aviator, Gangs of New York. I mean, he's got banger after banger. Casino.
Casino's great.
Cape Fear, Goodfellas, fuck, The Color of Money, The Last Temptation of Christ.
Here's my opinion.
The King of Comedy, Raging Bull.
I think his hits outweigh the bad ones.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Taxi Driver.
They will overshadow anything bad.
Yeah, Mean Streets, fuck. He's allowed to have an Irishman because you go through that list and you just go, God damn it, how do you make so many good movies?
Do you think Scorsese just kind of saw his big guys like De Niro and Pesci getting so old, and he's like, I just want one more?
Well, he's in his 80s too, so he was like, I better make something.
One more for old time's sake, guys? Maybe.
Yeah. Someone says the only good part was Norton as Rickles. Yeah, Jim Norton played Don Rickles in that one. I forgot about that because
I forget too.
It's so fucking long. They're saying is Scorsese the best ever. I don't know. Who do I like more? Do I like Tarantino more than Scorsese?
Yeah, I think we like Tarantino better. But not to say that Scorsese doesn't have some of our favorite movies. Goodfellas and Casino, we'll watch them all the time.
I think just age-wise, Scorsese made a lot of old movies that, while they're good, they're made in an old style.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tarantino made ones that are more contemporary for me. David Fincher and Stanley Kubrick. Oh, Daniel Hudson says Coen Brothers. Coen Brothers are some of my favorites, too.
What do they all have?
Oh God!
I know it's everything that I'm completely forgetting
and we've still got a long ways to go for you in Coen Brothers movies. There's a lot you haven't seen, but Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which is solid. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's solid. I tried to watch Hail Caesar, not a fan.
No Country for Old Men is great.
No Country for Old Men was one of my favorite films of all time.
True Grit is all right for me. I'll watch it now and then. I don't want to watch it all the time.
Inside Llewyn Davis is supposed to be really good. I've never seen it. True Grit is good. Burn After Reading, I've heard is great. I haven't seen it.
Never seen it.
Lady Killers was meh. Lebowski is okay, but everybody loves it, so I can't shit on that one.
I didn't like that one.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Another one of my favorite movies ever.
Okay.
Fargo, another one of my favorites.
Fargo's good.
Raising Arizona, Bad Santa. I forgot that was a Coen Brothers movie. Very good. And then...
Okay, so looking at his lineup, I'm not...
Oh, Barton Fink is funny, too.
Or looking at their lineup, I wouldn't put them at the best. No way.
Man,
I would not.
They're probably top 5 for me. The Coen Brothers.
Top 5 is okay. I just don't think they're the best.
Quentin Tarantino movies. The thing about Tarantino is he doesn't have a lot of bombs.
Nope.
He's got a couple of rough ones, but he doesn't have a lot of bombs.
Even the one we just watched, The Hateful Eight, right? It was, I think for what it was, like with the setting never changing or anything, I think he did well with it, but I wouldn't watch it all the time.
Yeah, it was good for what he made it, but did it need to be made? I think what saved that movie is there were so many good performances in it.
I just kind of didn't like the ending.
Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Four Rooms I've never seen. Jackie Brown's a good one. The Kill Bill movies I've never watched because I'm not into that kind of shit.
I would watch them though, just to see it.
I'll be sexist for a minute. I can't get into female heroes.
I usually can't either.
No, I'm just like, can't a guy just kick the shit out of her? Like, why is that?
Usually that was fun watching Kurt Russell beat the shit out of the girl in Hateful Eight. That was fun.
Yeah, he's beating up Jennifer Jason Leigh all movie.
Yeah.
Death Proof, Inglourious Bastards, Django, Hateful Eight. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is really fucking good. I could still watch that movie start to finish tonight.
I like that movie better the last couple times I've watched it.
It's a really good movie. Paul Thomas Anderson, he's another one. Right off the top of my head, There Will Be Blood. Paul Thomas Anderson movies. Licorice Pizza, I haven't watched. I've heard okay things about.
I love Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights, There Will Be Blood, Punch Drunk Love. Punch Drunk Love, wasn't that the one where Sandler was making dog shit movies and then he did a Paul Thomas Anderson one and people were like, oh, well, at least this one's not dog shit.
I don't know. Who did the Silence of the Lambs trilogy?
I
guess, whatever.
There were different directors for that one, each one.
Really?
Yeah, there was a Ratner one, a Ridley Scott one.
Ridley Scott's got quite a lineup, too.
Ridley Scott's great, but I think we've looked him up before. People are saying Licorice Pizza is fucking awful. Okay, so I'll skip it. I've heard this before, and I agree with this. Ridley Scott had some fucking bangers, but he puts way too much shit out there, and a lot of it's no good.
God, I wish I was as good at you as coming up with what everyone's done. I can think of a few Ridley Scott movies, but not the whole.
Paul Thomas Anderson and Quentin Tarantino have something in common. They take their fucking time between movies and they release good ones, except apparently Licorice Pizza. Phantom Thread is supposed to be really good. That's Daniel Day-Lewis's last movie.
Okay.
And he's like a seamstress or something. I don't fucking know. Like someone who makes clothes.
Alterations guy.
Yeah, exactly, yes. Boogie Nights, enjoyable and quotable. One of my favorite movies ever. That's another one I could turn it on anytime.
Boogie Nights is pretty great.
Yeah. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. That wasn't Paul Thomas Anderson, I don't think. No. The Master. Oh, that's a movie I've wanted to watch for a long time. The Master with Philip Seymour Hoffman. I've never seen that.
Was that his last movie?
One of, but not his last. I think that last Hunger Games movie was the last one he shot scenes for, and he didn't finish his scenes for that one. The last Hunger Games movie really got ruined by him dying because they had to do a weird like hologram CGI thing and it was like kind of animated and pieced together with his other dialogue.
They try to throw him in.
Yeah, it was really not good.
Who made The Dark Knight?
Well, that was Christopher Nolan. Nolan's got a lot of good movies.
I liked that one. I like how that movie's put together.
He's a little too weird for me, though, Nolan, on a lot of the shit he does. Like, miss me with Inception.
Look, I've tried to watch Inception twice, and I still don't know how I feel about it.
Inception's like Shutter Island to me, where it's like, all right, I get it. I'm done now. Thanks. That's good. But yeah, I'm going to go Scorsese, Tarantino, Coen Brothers, Anderson. That's what I'll go.
I wish I knew Ridley Scott's whole roster. Then I'd know where to put him.
Yeah, here, let's take a look. Ridley Scott movie. Let's just do it real quick. I know he's got one of my favorites. Kingdom of Heaven, I think, is remarkable.
I like that kind of movie.
I think it's tragically underrated. House of Gucci, I've heard that was good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The Last Duel, All the Money in the World. See what I mean about he puts out too much shit, though?
It is a lot.
Yeah. Alien Covenant. You're allowed to milk the Alien movies to death, I guess. The Martian, Exodus, Gods and Kings. That one flopped hard. Prometheus, The Counselor. Robin Hood, I really liked. Body of Lies. American Gangster, I really liked. A Good Year. All the Invisible Children. Kingdom of Heaven, I loved. Matchstick Men. Black Hawk Down. Hannibal. Listen to this run he had from 97 to 2005. G.I. Jane, Gladiator, Hannibal, Black Hawk Down, Matchstick Men, Kingdom of Heaven, All the Invisible Children. And then into 2006, A Good Year, American Gangster. Fuck. That's a good decade.
I never saw A Good Year. We just talked about this too, but who did the Terminator movies of someone you claimed to not like? But then
the Avatar guy.
James Cameron.
James Cameron, yeah. I hate that I like those movies because I fucking hate James Cameron.
You just
want
to hate him so badly.
Titanic is so gay. Avatar is gay.
I think Titanic's gay, but it's one of those gay movies I enjoy.
Detroit Dabbler with $4.99 says, listen to you at work every day. It makes my day go by way faster. Don't say Dago. You're both awesome. The Vikings colors are gay, though, and the Lions are coming for you. It's hard to argue with you, man.
The Lions look good.
We're $24 million over the cap, and we've only got like 4 draft picks. It's gonna be rough.
Bit dicey, huh?
Yeah. Daniel said. Daniel calling him James Thanos was right. Cameron. Yeah. That's what he said.
Somebody's talking about Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Who the fuck made that? What's Happy Days comment?
Daniel Hudson has so many great. That's Daniel Hudson, babe.
No. There's one before that because up top,
Prometheus was so good. That's Ridley Scott was Prometheus. David Fincher has 7, Fight Club, Zodiac, Gone Girl, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Panic Room. All right, here's what I'll tell you about Fincher movies.
Ooh.
7, awesome. Fight Club, decent. Zodiac, boring. Gone Girl, decent. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo,
brutal. I've seen that one.
I didn't really care for that one.
Did you see it?
Yeah, too much of a kick in the dick.
I thought I'd asked you about that and you'd never seen it.
Oh, you know what movie I'm thinking of? Eastern Promises.
You've never seen Girl with the Dragon
I'm
Tattoo.
sorry. I'm thinking of Viggo. Is Girl with the Dragon Tattoo Viggo Mortensen?
No.
Okay,
it's
I'm thinking
actually
of
the
Eastern
James
Promises.
Bond guy that you don't like.
Oh, Daniel Craig?
Yeah.
I don't like him either. No, I'm thinking of Eastern Promises with the Lord of the Rings guy. Eric Nagel says Girl with the Dragon Tattoo was the American remake. Watch the Swedish ones. Well, I'm sorry to watch the wrong movie. I haven't seen either of them. Fincher also did Mindhunter.
Terry Gilliam did Fear and Loathing. Okay, thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, guys, I think we went off on a fun little tangent there.
People like movie talk.
Did everyone have a good time talking about movies? I'm barely qualified to talk about movies. I can talk about the shit I've seen. My idea of something's good and something's not good is purely based on whether or not I liked it. I don't like talking to other people about movies just because I don't want to say what I like and have them prove to me that it's dog
like
shit.
Cars, talking about Cars.
You just I like the Ridley Scott Robin Hood. I don't want people to tell me that it's a piece of dog shit and then break down why.
It's like talking about cars or restaurants you like eating at because somebody else is always going to say, no, that one's shit.
Yeah.
Go to mine instead.
Exactly. Like, what's the other one? Kingdom of Heaven, I think, is a gem. It's a hidden gem. It should have done way better than it did. Awesome movie. And people are like, that movie's so slow and gay.
That's how I feel. I think it could have been a great movie.
To me, that was
because I like that
prime
kind of movie.
Orlando Bloom.
I like that kind of movie. It's the same problem to me that Lord of the Rings has. They're too slow.
Yeah.
I'll watch them, but boy, is it a fucking slog. They could have trimmed
man.
a lot of fat.
April finally got me to sit down and finish the first Lord of the Rings movie. I was like, where does the good part come? Like the whole time I'm just sitting there, where does it get good? And then I'm watching the second one and that clear caricature of a Jew shows up in that one, and I'm like, oh, this fucking cartoon. What do we got? Fucking Jar Jar Binks over here? You know.
The orcs?
No. The Precious.
Gollum?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
His name is Schmeagol.
I looked at that and I felt uncomfortable just looking at him. And
It's
also he just seemed like an action figure-y type character, like a Jar Jar Binks kind of thing. And I'm like, fuck
Those
this.
movies needed to trim excess amounts of fat big time.
You could tell that the guy who made those movies fucking fell in love with everything he did and just was sucked. There was a lot of like fart huffing in the making of those movies.
Like the fucking cast in there is dynamite. Like they've got a humongous like list of big names in those movies.
Yeah.
And it's just they're too slow.
Hey, does Sean Bean literally have a contract that if you cast him in a movie, you have to kill him?
I don't know.
A movie or a show?
Maybe.
GoldenEye, the Hitcher, was it the Hitcher remake? Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, 15 other fucking movies that he's in. Sean Bean has to die. He said something about that one time. Sean Bean on dying in movies. They were great, but they weren't very fulfilling because I always died, he added. He later joked that whenever he's cast in something, that the directors should immediately know that his character will be killed off eventually. They know my character's going to die because I'm in it, said Bean.
Like I really enjoyed him briefly in Game of Thrones, but he just died so fast.
Right, you're watching it, you're like, I would love to know what that guy would think about all this shit going on.
Exactly. His opinion would have been really important.
Then again, if you were there, none of that shit would have gone on.
I know.
All of it happened because
his death caused like everything, every other domino that fell.
Exactly.
Except the winter was always going to come. You got to think about that.
Yeah, including the shitty final 3 or 4 seasons. Yeah, every time you watch that show back, it gets earlier and earlier the time it gets shitty. Like the last time we watched it back, we're in like season 6 and we're like, oh, this is starting to really suck.
I know.
And like 7 was a slog and 8 was a slog.
I've seen Game of Thrones, I think 4 times now. Same with Mad Men. I'm on my 4th time. And it's just, you're right. It does get sooner. You kind of know what's coming and you're like, oh, this is going to lead to that. And that just kind of sucks.
Mad Men stays good to me.
Mad Men's a great show. It's
Still
like a big,
show.
long movie and it's great.
All because Littlefinger was a simp for that Tully skank. Exactly. That's all.
She wasn't even hot.
That's all he wanted was some stank Tully puss, and he fucking ruined the entire kingdom because of it.
Catelyn Stark wasn't even anything to look at, and he really just went for it that hard.
The guy was pussy struck. What can I say?
He always reminds me of the, I think Gary Oldman from Fifth Element, Zorg. Like that guy. He looks like Gary Oldman-esque.
A little. If they could have got Gary Oldman for Game of Thrones, I'd have thrown the guy who played Littlefinger out a fucking window.
I know.
Like he was
I would have
Bran
liked
Stark. Stank. She's a stately broad, says Paul Polito. He just wanted power. So he ended up fucking her sister instead. There you go.
I guess.
Game of Thrones should have used demons instead of animated skeletons. It looked too Army of Darkness to me. It gave me too many Walking Dead vibes, actually, is what it gave me.
Well, what kind of freaked me out watching Lord of the Rings back recently, I saw a lot of the same trends to me between Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones just clearly did it better. But like the White Walkers and the orcs, they all did the same shit.
Paul Polito says, I wouldn't go starting a war for that 5. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Please no more movie talk, says my lost interest. Let's go back to talking about nice mice with big balls. I'm sorry. A lot of people write in during movie talk, so you keep going with it. I do want to do this one before we get out of here. 2 stories I want to sneak in quick. Connor Benn, who is the spawn of British boxer Nigel Benn, I believe. He's an undefeated prospect. He just won a big fight. They're talking about him maybe. They're trying to drag Manny Pacquiao's carcass out of retirement so that this poor guy can crucify him at like 42, 43 years old.
Come on.
I hope they don't do that. But he actually failed a drug test for his last fight. He tested positive for clomiphene, which is a fertility drug, but it can elevate testosterone levels while burning fat in men. But after a thorough investigation, the World Boxing Council announced Wednesday that the British boxer has been cleared of doping after the organization concluded that it was his egg-heavy diet that raised a reasonable explanation for the adverse finding.
So now, if you eat a lot of eggs, your testosterone's going to go up too?
May I offer a counterpoint?
Sure.
The WBC is crooked as all fuck, and they found an excuse, and then they cleared him. They went, oh, you ate a shitload of eggs. That can cause you to have a lot of testosterone in your body. So, yeah, it's probably the eggs. That's the explanation.
Maybe you should have seen that mice study. Maybe you drank a lot of Coke.
Yeah, maybe he was just drinking so much soda. You know, when you're trying to get a guy in shape and have him make weight for a fight, you just pump him full of soda.
Don't you know that?
That's a really good way to do it.
Yeah.
The WBC also reinstated Ben in the rankings as officials found zero evidence that his actions were intentional. So he ate a buttload of eggs.
A fertility drug thing could have made sense if he was with a chick.
Well, what's funny to me is Domino's earlier today put out a tweet, Domino's UK.
Yeah.
They put out a tweet that said, get your hands on the new Connor Benn pizza. And it was a pizza with a shitload of fried eggs on top of it. And then Connor Benn just retweeted him and wrote, no, thanks. I'm more of a Pizza Hut guy. So we're getting cunty with each other.
Best new commercials out on TV ever are the new, it's a chip called Popped Corners, and they're going with Breaking Bad scenes with the actual guys.
Oh, I saw that. Those are the chips that I eat. I love those.
Mm-hmm.
Those are very
I'll
good.
actually like those.
Now you'll like them?
Yeah.
And they say advertising doesn't work. I want to play this story real quick. This is from Boulder, Colorado. This just seems mean to me. Like, I don't know why you would fuck people over like this. Apparently, they were promoting some concert, and file this under not all things are what they seem.
All right.
Check this out. This just feels like a dirty trick. I feel like you should have to give people their money back for this.
When I heard that Nelly was playing a show in Boulder next month, I was like, I remember a lot of his music. And apparently so do other people, because the Nelly concert went up on Nelly's website, and those tickets went fast. One problem. It's not that Nelly. Steve Steger has the story.
It's a mix of like house music, and we do like more indie rock.
Local Boulder band Santa Ana Rodeo is going to rock the Fox Theater on March 10th for a good cause.
So it's a little thing that we got put together through a...
Imagine thinking you're getting tickets to Nelly and these fucking wiener guys show up.
And these are wiener guys.
These
like, certified.
fucking wiener guys show up playing like jazz flute and shit. And you're like... Now, first of all, it's not going to be a rough crowd. It's Nelly, so it's going to be mostly white people, but still.
Fraternity event, all for charity.
$15 tickets that sold lightning fast.
Okay, well then fuck the people who bought them, because if you hear Nelly's coming to your town and tickets are $15, maybe ask some follow-up questions.
Yeah, there's no way
they
would only charge $15. No way.
Hey, must be the money.
A lot of like.
Fuck you.
We want up some of our friends. Yeah.
It's all because of a promotion that made their co-headliner appear to be a big deal.
How'd you guys get Nelly to sign up for this thing?
Appear to be.
Our lead guitarist, his roommate is Nelly. So we played, Matthew Nelson, Nelly for short.
Normally I just have people call me Matthew, unless
Matthew.
It's...
This is Nelly.
Imagine you think you're getting Nelly for $15 and another fucking wiener guy shows up. This is just
I'm going home.
This is a wiener guy show.
You're going home? I'd go home.
Out of curiosity, I want to see the first 5 minutes of this fucking train wreck. I paid good money for this.
Don't you want puss?
I mean, I'm hoping I can stay for 5 minutes and get puss.
All the bitches are dry after this.
That's true.
Yeah, unless they're like referring to my DJ persona.
Got it. So your DJ persona is...
Nelly.
But not that Nelly.
Not the rapper.
Not the rapper,
Look at
but
that
a local
necklace.
DJ. He says his friends always tease him about the name, but
Never this serious of a mix-up.
a mix-up that fooled these ticket sites that advertised this show featuring college kids as a Nelly concert.
Okay, now wait a minute.
That's not cool.
If they sent it to if these ticket places picked it up and the ticket places put the picture of the rapper on there, then that's their fault. That's their fuck up. But if these kids sent the Nelly thing out there and they sent like pictures like this, then I hope these kids get sued. But it sounds like they didn't do that.
Yeah, right. There should be a lawsuit if that had happened.
Even used Nelly's picture. Then the date popped up on the St. Louis rapper's actual website.
We checked his website, just like you literally.
Who the fuck is running his website? By the way, is he coming towards Minnesota anytime soon?
What does the actual Nelly have to say about this?
Nelly's playing the Bay City Country Music Festival.
He's not very big anymore. He's had his day.
Nelly would be a fun casino watch.
He'd go to a casino, I bet.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort in Lincoln, California. I'd check Nelly out at a casino.
You just look up Nelly. And that's the first thing that comes up. Yeah. And then we go to like tour dates, and it's like March 10th. Boulder, we're like, okay.
They were like, good gracious, that's bodacious.
Oh, God, we're done. No, I'm not. No, that guy doesn't get to. We're not doing this. I'm not playing any more of this asshole.
I almost just had a water spit moment.
I'm not doing that. That's offensive. I'm actually offended. I'm actually upset that that's how we're going to end our show tonight. With that guy.
Today
yes,
has
I agree
sucked
with
a fat dick, hasn't it?
I agree with Scram. Arrest that guy.
That's illegal. You're finished.
That was.
You are fired.
That was so bad. Yeah,
He
why can't we?
fucking went for it too. That was wordy.
Yeah, and he whited it up too. Like he leaned in.
Good gracious. Kiss your mother with that mouth.
I hope his mom's dead.
I kind of do too, so
And I
she
hope
doesn't
it
have
was-
to be so embarrassed.
I hope it was slow and that he took it really hard and needed a prescription to get over it.
She wishes it was faster.
The legendary side effect says, I'm going to name myself King Kunta and book a show. It's good luck to you. Good gracious, that's bodacious. Victor, if you're still listening, if you want to trim that out, though, I'm not going to be mad at you. Yeah, my
Did
lost,
we get that cleared up for him?
Yeah, my lost interest is letting us know we should have ended with mouse balls.
Should definitely end with mouse balls.
Fair. Sandy Squatch says, thanks for the bodacious show tonight, you two. Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. April, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm very, very feel.
I'm not feel.
You not feel after that?
I've had a not feel day.
All right, I have an idea. You know what'll cheer you up? We got to go listen to a show. You know what show we're going to go listen to?
Which one?
Glam Radio?
God, Geno's just like a warm hug. I really do like him.
If a warm hug is soaked in whiskey. Oh. Actually, you know what today kind of feels like?
A
Methodist and the son of a bitch! There you go.
Which is which?
I think you're the Methodist. You're more religious. And my dad's a bitch. So I'm the son of a bitch. There you go. All right, guys, we got to head out. Thank you very much for everything you've done tonight. Very supportive, very appreciative, and we appreciate you right back. You're already almost $50 into tomorrow morning's goal. Thank you very much. We're going to get out of here. April, thank you.
Thanks, boss.
To the rest of you, thank you, and we will talk to you again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.